Welcome everybody to Perpetual Backlog, episode 124. I'm your host Aqua. And we got Dalit here.
Hi guys, guess who's sick?
Yeah. And we got Leek.
Hello.
And we've got some guests. You know them, you love them. We have them on about as much as Arthas is on fucking Mog Talk. We've got the Master of Speed, Lavren.
Hello.
And we got Let 'em Cook, Sly, aka Greyfox.
Hi.
Sly's the
Two
master of
words.
fucking. Sly's the fucking master of cooking, man. Did you guys see the fucking barbecue he did like a week ago?
Oh my
I'm
goodness,
still thinking about those chicken wings he cooked, the crunch. I'm still thinking about those, man.
Dude, that fried chicken he made was so golden. So
Man.
fucking golden. Holy
Very good.
shit.
Sly, I say this lovingly, but I'm gonna hunt you down at FanFest.
Okay.
I'm
That's
trying to eat, brother.
Everybody's trying to eat at FanFest, man. I can't bring a fryer.
but he can
How hard that shit is to pack.
but he can bring the stuff to make hurricanes.
I sure can. That I can do.
Yeah, that's just like a shaker, and then he can just buy all the alcohol out there.
I do respect
Easy
it though.
peasy.
Like the uploads of the cooking stuff has been so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, in the beginning of our episodes, we always talk about what we played. We're gonna skip Laugh because you just went on a tirade about one of the games he played right before the show. So
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't
To
worry
be
about
fair,
that.
we probably should do the TLDR.
That's fine.
He played Breath of the Wild, and he had a lot of things to say about that. So I didn't record it, so there's no post credit cutscenes.
Nothing but
Lav
good
just-
thing, I swear.
10 out of 10 best game
10
ever
out of
made,
10.
right, Lav?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
But Sly, what have you been playing?
Well, a little bit of everything. Of course, RE4, which we'll be talking about. What else?
14.
My
obviously.
mod got me on a kind of Twitch integration game called King of the Castle, which is really, really fun. And it's like
Yeah.
really, really underrated.
Yeah, I saw you doing that
it's
earlier today.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Twitch community game where like it's more political intrigue and corruption and things like that. And playing with Twitch chat, like it's a really fun game. I'll say it. It's a really fun game. I will say the devs highly underestimated how antagonistic Twitch chat can be.
Yeah, sure did.
Yep, because like the streamer itself is the king, and Twitch chat gets to be a noble for like 3 regions, and the noble's job is to try to usurp or kill the king.
Oh god.
And most events and most votes aren't going to go the king's way. There's stuff he can do to steer, he or she can do to steer it. Nah, fam. Like the king needs a buff. The king needs a buff. I was lucky enough to get a win by the grace of God. It was really close because like nobles have what is called schemes. They have to finish their scheme in order to usurp you. And there's 3 stages to a scheme. So they finish the first stage, they get to the second. They get to the second, to the third. They get to the third, they win. The king has to produce an heir. Once they produce an heir, then and only then can they begin their ambition. And 90% of the time, the king doesn't even get time to like make a baby. So
Wow.
No fucking.
yeah, because it's just like if you like again, this is like playing anything with Twitch chat. Twitch chat fucking hates you. What are you talking about? As a streamer, it is their job to hate you.
True.
So they're doing their damnedest. And which is a really good job. But again, there's ways you can kind of circumvent it and, kind of, play puppeteer, so to speak. But it's very rare. But either way, it's a fun game. I've been having so much fun with it.
On the
And
topic of
yeah.
Twitch fucking you over, congratulations on lasting as long as you have. I saw that last week, maybe the week before. You talking about
7-year partner.
Yeah,
7 years of partnership. Thank you.
yeah. Congrats.
I wouldn't be here without my Twitch chat. Even though they try to fuck me over so many times, I love them. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, I guess it's probably me then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I spent this week dying. No, it's not true.
Getting sick.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Make it through the last 2 years. Even COVID wasn't a bother. My aunt shows up once, sneezes in my house once, and I die. Amazing.
No.
Jesus.
What I've been busying myself with has actually mostly been fighting games. I've been diving back in. D and crew have been doing stuff, so I've been able to not talk about the fact that my mic just fell. I've been having more competitive fighting game stuff, so that's been fun. I tried to jump back into Tekken the other day, which is at the end of the day where my heart always lies, but I fought the world's laggiest Negan, and that was unfun. So I just went back to Guilty Gear. Upside, both Bridget and Testament still feel great to play. So
Good.
aside from that, I guess I finished, as I said, the end of last episode. I did finish Jedi Fallen Order pretty much that same night. It
Ooh.
was spectacular. Super easy game to platinum.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel a little guilty having only paid $5 for that.
I got it for free, and I felt guilty too.
Yeah, like genuinely. It's like one of those cases of like I pay for a lot of games at full price and I sit there and I complain about it. I'm like, this really wasn't worth my investment. I spent $120 on Wild Hearts, not because the game's worth it, but because $70 for the game and upping PSN for a year. Because if I'm gonna up it, I might as well.
Yeah.
Regret that decision quite a lot, actually. This game, $5. I'm like, man, I need to give you guys more money. This was triumphant.
And you gotta
Well, it
pre-order
It
the
was so
sequel.
good.
Yeah.
I'm
you
not
gotta
going to pre-order. I'm not going to pre-order, but I am going to buy it day one. So that's a game that wasn't on my list that shot up to. Guess I'm playing this in 2
Excited,
days.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So what did you? So
Yeah,
what did
man.
you think of the last bit?
So, I think Evan actually put this better than I did. I had an idea of where this takes place. Sorry, throat's dying. I had an idea of where this takes place in the timeline, but I wasn't really 100% sure. I just knew it was post Order 66. So then Darth Vader shows up at the end. I'm like, oh, huh. Well, you weren't on my list of people to take on. And I mean, to be fair, there was no taking him on. It was
Yep.
It was.
it
Get the
was
fuck out of there.
You better run.
I feel that so much of the Star Wars media gets this wrong, but this didn't. The only correct choice: run away as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Man, the only other time I ever felt like supremely afraid or whatever of Darth Vader was the scene in Rogue One.
Rogue One,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Where he's just fucking
Oh, in the
bodying
hallway.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, we
Yep.
didn't get that. We didn't get that scene in Last Hope and the Last Hope or whatever. And
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god, this was what happened behind that door. This is what happened behind that door. Holy.
It was great.
They've made quite a few other sources of media with Darth Vader, where they do Darth Vader in there, and I can't remember which like if it was a show or
Obi-Wan was
something.
okay. Obi-Wan was okay.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
But the problem,
Vader.
but Here's the reason
Yeah.
why that I feel like isn't ever going to be as impactful in terms of like the power presentation. Obi-Wan and Vader are more or less on the same level. So it just comes down
Yeah.
to you get the other side of Star Wars where it's a battle of ideals, which is great. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't like there's all this talk about Vader is one of the most powerful Jedi ever. He is a force to be reckoned with, and he does what? He chokes out some random no name in the room or something. You're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then you get an appropriate demonstration, a la Rogue One, a la the end of this game, where I don't know about you, I didn't fight him. I play a very defensive style,
Yeah.
and he just decided, no, you're coming to me.
Yeah.
And then he just casually threw a Jedi Knight right off the edge
Yeah.
and casually flung away a very large object. I threw it in before tearing up the entire facility.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, see, this is terrifying.
You see his. Yeah, it's so scary, isn't it?
Like this is being hunted by the Terminator. This is
Yeah.
you're not supposed to win. This is good. It's like Nemesis the first time you face him before that charm finally wears off, and you're like, no, I'm gonna kick his ass.
There's almost like a bloody time check as well in the middle of that. So if you don't beat this time check, you fucking die.
Oh, I didn't know that. I would. You know, I think
yeah.
you don't understand. I genuinely was afraid. I booked it out of there so fast. I didn't realize I could be too slow.
It was definitely the feeling you get just after watching Brad Vickers get his fucking face torn out by a goddamn tentacle, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh.
But yeah, like that's what I did. I'm fighting games. I'm slowly getting back into that. I realize I've talked myself up a big game over the years, but I'm so out of practice from facing people who can absolutely body me in their sleep.
Hey man, you can still body me.
Fair.
I think I take one game off of you in like in a matter of like 10 to 15.
Yeah, it's been nice to have that again. Like I've not been competitive for a while, and it's starting to show. I have all these great ideas, but the muscle memory's not there, and I've also gotten old, and like I genuinely don't have the finger dexterity. So I was like, okay, time to switch characters. No more high execution characters. Now we play the mid tiers.
Now we play grapplers, baby.
Oh my goodness! So
Time
no
to
for
win.
for a different reason, but I have considered a couple of times. No, I am becoming the person who just decides to sit on one side of the arena and go, okay, my normals are bigger. How do you approach me? So yeah, it's been fun. Like Jedi Survivor became a must buy immediately after the end of last podcast, and the fighting games have been great. I'm going to give Tekken another try because at the end of the day,
Well,
Tekken
you need to warm up. You need to warm up, man.
We talked about this. 1 second. We talked about this a couple of times in this podcast, but I wasn't sure if Tekken 8 was coming out this year. There's still a piece of me that thinks it's coming out next year.
I believe
because Tekken 7 is having its tournament and hasn't been renamed or anything.
Yep.
But I also expected them to drop the Jin trailer at Evo Japan and then just be done.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just kept putting things out.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know anymore. So
Tekken 8 might end up having nearly 30 characters. Like it's gonna have like 20 something.
Yeah, I expect there to be about 24 playable characters, which is about standard for Tekken. But if you're right and they go the full 30 and they go the Tekken tag route, on one hand, we'll be spoiled for choice. Fantastic, I love it. In a fighting game, characters shouldn't be what you purchase. I feel very strongly about this. I will purchase them anyway because I'm a hypocrite, but I feel like you really shouldn't. Because they're so core. But also, I do understand people who say, yeah, but 30 characters at launch, this is why people get sensory overload about having to learn so much. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like genuinely, if you're going to be competitive, that is rough.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And Tekken already is pretty notorious for a lot of knowledge checks just because of
Yep.
exactly. But yeah, I'm still super hyped. Super hyped. But I've taken up enough time. Leek, what did you get up to this week?
Oh, actually, no, I'm gonna keep on Guilty Gear Strive for a bit
Oh, let's
because do you know Sci-Fi is a streamer, Sci-Fi and Boone. They're doing a community Guilty Gear tournament this month. So if you're interested in doing that kind of thing, it's called the Goofed Gear Royal Rumble. It's a double elimination bracket tournament. It's 1v1 stuff. Yeah, registration closes 21st of April. And then, 20th America time.
Still plenty of time.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, check out Cyphrase. I think he's the one that's mainly handling that. What did I do though?
That is the question.
I tried out Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation 2 because that's doing a network trial at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's so cool. I've played
it.
it
Yeah,
once.
still doing it. Sly activated. That's the Gundam Eye thing, right? Yeah, no. I really like because I played Gundam Evolution as well. It's very different, obviously, because it's not like a team deathmatch thing, but it's it feels more like a Gundam battle.
Yeah,
it really does. It
it's
feels
slower
more like
and
a Gundam
heavier.
battle. Yeah. You
It's
get
real
lots.
weight on it.
Yeah, you get loads of more mobile suits to play around with as well. You get to kit them out, which is nice, and customize them. You get to actually jump out the Gundam, the mobile suit to repair your shit, which is nice. Run away and repair. So I thought the battle and operation side of stuff was fun. When it comes to the lobby, though, I feel like I've been taken back in time to like the early 2000s.
Because you have.
It's so bad. It's so clunky. Like if I been thrown back into Phantasy Star Online, like on the GameCube,
Yeah.
it feels really bad.
That's the charm right there.
Oh my god, yeah. It's
What about the lobby?
It's I mean, it's like the animation of the characters pretty clunky and floaty. And like the camera's so bad when you turn, it takes forever to turn.
Oh, you're talking about the hub back in the base.
Yeah, the hub, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's oof.
I mean, that's just the means, man. I mean, you're just there. You're not even there that long.
I know, but
the longest time you'll be there, honestly, is if you are doing gacha, which for the tests, you're not doing a lot. I mean, they give you free stuff to like, oh, this is how gacha works. That's it. Like,
I just like running around and talking to people and just that kind of thing. It does look pretty bad.
Yeah, if you're doing anything clan wise, you're using Discord.
Yeah, that's true enough.
Yeah,
but that was my observation anyway. Yeah, but no, I freaking love the battles though. That's great. I'm not very good at them. I'm still learning, but I felt like I was in a mobile suit.
There's a huge learning curve when it comes to GBO too. But once you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
I haven't been on, so I haven't seen what cost matches they have up. Please don't tell me they made the mistake and put another unrestricted match up.
I don't think so.
Okay, thank God, because that is so demoralizing for new people.
Everyone's
it's so demoralizing. Like the thing about it is, like we have costs. Like there are matches and they have costs. Like if it's like a 500 cost match, you can bring between 450 and 500. That's it. And like that's a good place to learn or start to learn. Hell, even I'd say 600 or 650.
Okay.
And 300 and like 300 to 400, sure, that too. But unrestricted, it's stupid because like it's unrestricted, so you can bring anything. And usually people are bringing like the cream of the crop. They're bringing like excess Gundam or
the gloves.
Like I don't know. Yeah, like you're bringing like either 600 to like 700, like the cream of the crop. I'm gonna come in with a 300 cost Zaku 2. No, the fuck you're not. You're not even gonna last 10 seconds. I mean, the last test, the last beta test they had, like people came in with that, and like I just one shot them and just moved about my business and kept doing that.
Yeah.
Like it's so discouraging. So I'm so glad that they didn't do an unrestricted cost match.
Yeah, I
Thank
don't think so.
God.
I think they've actually matched people up properly this time. So we'll see. I don't know. I need.
It's
I
fine.
Need to
Act
defend
Act
it
cost
guy
matches are.
supremacy.
more.
So long as it's not space. See me in the ground and in the water.
Space is fun. Space is fun.
But the Akai can't deploy in space. This is my whole joke. At least I don't think it can. Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
Yeah, there are
You
so
know
many maps too, which was what impressed me a lot. Like, because Evo, you don't get many to run around in
No, you're right.
at all. But you got the space maps. You got so many ground maps too.
Yep, and they rotate every 2 hours.
Sweet. That's
Which,
good. That's good.
I mean, is spectacular. As someone who plays other
Yeah.
like shooting games, I play Overwatch, and I have also played Gundam Evolution. Like map pools are kind of important. They need to be large, otherwise people are going to burn out on the same concept over and over again.
I had fun with that. I downloaded a buttload of demos. One of them being, well, not really a demo, is it? It's the April Fool's Sonic.
Oh,
I downloaded that too.
yeah, I saw that. I didn't get a chance to.
Oh my god, I haven't played it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I've heard it's actually really good, which is like it's
Yeah.
an April Fool's game. They put a lot of effort into it.
Sonic has died.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh god,
You
it's
asked,
a
we
murder
delivered.
mystery. It's so funny. Also, I downloaded Larry's demo for his game that he
Yes.
made.
Oh yeah, I
I
need to do that. I need to
did.
do that actually.
Yeah, I played a bit of that. It looks really good. Like, it's very emotional at the beginning, so be warned. Lots of emotions, but then it's very cute as well. And God, the art's really good, and his modeling and stuff is really good. Holy fuck, Larry! He's been
A
working on this for
labor
2
of
years.
love.
Yeah.
Dude, he's literally one man armying this game.
I know. Wow. We're trying to get him onto the podcast to talk about it, so keep your ears peeled, I guess.
Yeah.
It's really eyes peeled. What your ears open? Fuck. That thing, yeah. What
Yeah.
else I download? I've downloaded loads of other things I want to play. There is Cassette Beasts, which is interesting because it's basically Pokemons, but you are the Pokemon in battle. You transform into a Pokemon thingy.
I'm going to be honest. I just thought you were going to play a game about Shockwave and his various cassettes.
So
No,
it's
gosh,
just
or not
no.
Shockwave,
Yeah.
Soundwave.
Soundwave.
so it's
yeah.
just
No.
Digimon Frontiers is what it is. You
Is
turn
it?
into in
Ah.
Digimon Frontiers you turn into Digimon.
Okay. In Cassette Beasts, you record the monster's sound, and then when you play it back, you become the monster.
Oh,
Uh.
okay.
AKA Cassette Beasts. Yeah, it's like a pixely art type one as well. What else? It's just random ones I've just grabbed. Yeah, that's it really.
All right.
That is what
all
I
right.
did.
I actually did play more than just Breath of the Wild and RE4, though. I just remembered.
Oh, let's try.
I tried the Sea of Stars demo on the Switch. I think it
Oh,
was.
I tried that too. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it or not.
I thought it was okay so far.
Which
Yeah.
one was Sea of Stars? Remind
It's like
me.
that Chrono Trigger Cross-esque type game
Yeah.
with a bit of like a rhythm-esque type, like kind of rhythm combat.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was okay. It was fun for what little I played. And then
Yeah,
the
I
other
played it
game
for
that I
like
played.
30 minutes.
Yeah, basically me too. The other game that I played, I played this with co-op, the Skywalker Saga, the Lego Star Wars Skywalker
Oh,
Saga.
you wait, you play that co-op? You can play that co-op?
Yeah, I played it on Steam co-op with remote play.
Oh, my
And
God.
from start to finish, all episodes, absolutely fucking loved it. Adored every second of that game.
I bought it. I bought it like a couple of weeks ago because I got it on like a really fucking cheap sale with the DLC.
Yeah, me too. I
Um,
got it on sale as well. I was like, ooh.
And I started playing it, and I was like, okay, well, this is amazing. I've played like I played a couple of just normal Lego Star Wars games.
Hmm.
But I didn't know you could do co-op. Fuck.
Yeah. The you can I think you can remote play every Lego game that's on Steam except for maybe one of them.
Oh, okay.
After playing the Skywalker Saga, I think I might end up getting the Batman one or whatever it is.
Ooh.
Lego Batman 3 or something like that, because it has like all these other characters that I want to try out, and it does have co-op as well. So I'm gonna probably do that again at some point. But oh my god, man, the jokes, the japes
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there, the
yeah.
music references, all the timing, everything
Mhm.
is so funny, man.
Yeah, it's
So
hilarious.
funny. It's great. Loved that game.
Um, fuck. I loved like the little cheats that you have or whatever, and like you can change everything back to fucking Lego Mumbles or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm. Yep.
Because
It's
everything's
great.
voiced in the game now.
Yep.
Which is odd to say for a fucking Lego game outside of like the like one of the like Lego Island games or whatever, because those were voiced as
Yeah.
well. But after that, everybody was like,
Yep.
um, um. So yeah, no, I understand. I fucking I've loved what I played of the Skywalker Saga. Um, I will play that fully at some point. Now that I know you can do you can do co-op in it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, when you play remote play as well, it will facilitate split screen co-op. So when someone presses like their start button or whatever
Mhm.
when you're in that game when you're in the gameplay, it'll immediately just split the screen and then they can just play whatever other characters, and you can go
Nice.
through the entire game together. That's great.
One of the greatest news I've heard all week.
Yeah, man. I feel like there was probably some other game that I like. I actually have a couple of games that I want to play that I have installed. I just
Hmm.
haven't gotten around to them because all these other games that I want to record and or upload or whatever, all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, yeah, I want to play these for now.
Yeah,
But
welcome to my life.
yeah, but I think
Um,
I think that's those are definitely the main ones that I played though recently for sure.
okay, okay. Well, um, my section is a bit weird because the past 5 days I've been in Orlando, so didn't really get time to play video games this week. Uh, outside of like the day before I flew out, I started playing Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh,
Um, man, I remember back in the day playing Resident Evil 2, all right, and I was like, okay, this game is scary, all right, but I can get through it, all right. Um, I don't know if I can do Resident Evil 2 remake, all right. That shit is so much more scarier than the original.
Watching you pace around those liquors is pretty great.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking okay. So where I'm at the moment, I have no healing items. All right, because I'm fucked and I suck at this game. All right, I just got the badge that has the USB in it. All right, but
yeah.
and this is way after way after Mr. X has been fucking like activated. All right,
Mm.
I'm on the east side of the fucking RPD. I need to get to the west
The
side of the RPD
Yeah,
and then go back to the east side of the RPD.
sir.
So I'm so afraid when playing that game. I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get the X gonna give it to you mod to work. So I haven't been able to be at least have a little bit of funniness when X comes around. Um but yeah, no, that game's fucking insanely uh
Game was fun to
uh
speedrun too.
terrifying. Yeah, I know. I've seen I think people can beat that game in like fucking like 40 something minutes or something like that. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yep. I think my time was like 120 or something back then when everything started years ago.
Yeah.
It was fun.
After that, after playing RE4, I went on a tirade and bought let me look at my list here. I bought Resident Evil 0. I bought Resident Evil.
Oh no.
I
I'm
bought
so sorry.
I bought I bought Resident Evil 3 remake, that is.
Okay.
And I bought Resident Evil 6 because I do want to do a co-op run of 5 and 6 as well.
All right. Yeah.
Fun,
nonsensical fun. That's fine.
No. I played all of these games except for Resident Evil 3 remake and Resident Evil 2 remake. I played the remake of 1. I played 0. 4 was the only one I'd never like actually went through, like original 4.
Yeah.
But did that. But that's actually that's the extent of games that I played this week. Outside of Mario Party or Super Mario Party down in fucking Florida.
That's Sly's favorite game.
Is Mario Party Superstars is actually what it was.
Happy 7-year anniversary! Now lose all your stars. And then his second, followed by his second favorite game, Mario Kart 8.
Happy 7th anniversary, Blue Shouts galore.
So you'll be in 7th place to match your 7th anniversary.
Yep.
It's like the what is the birthday punches or whatever, the pinches.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
So I went down to Florida for a convention, MegaCon, and to meet some friends, some long-standing friends that I haven't met. That was really fun. I got to see an army of Inosuke cosplays from Demon Slayer. It was, I'm pretty sure that was the most popular one.
Inosuke's the pig one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I saw a lot of shredded dudes with pig heads on. So there was that. We all made the jokes like they were training for this day specifically. Nothing but cutting in the gym, man. Surprisingly enough, did not see. I saw a decent amount of Makima cosplays, but nowhere near as much as Inosuke. So that was pretty funny. By the way, first actual convention, because I don't count FanFest, because FanFest is very specific in what it is. This is like my first actual like mega convention. One, haven't gotten sick. All right, so that's a plus.
Brag
right? Didn't get con flu.
Not confident. Knock on wood. There you go.
Wood. 2, I spent an insane amount of money. All right. I bought 2 Keyblades. All right. I bought the Oathkeeper. I bought Oathkeeper and Oblivion. All right.
As it should be. Yes.
Yeah, as it should be. And I found Weishni's weapon, the Myrtanaster, on a weapon stall. It was like full metal and everything. I was like, for $150, and I was like, oh fuck it, I gotta do it. All right. The hilarious thing was I went to the weapon stall. All right, this one weapon stall, and I saw the Oathkeeper and Oblivion up there, and I was like, okay, that's the lady. I was like, how much is this? And she's like, they're $45 each. And I was like, I immediately pulled out my wallet. And I was like, give me them. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's a steal.
Yeah. They're so what they are is they're very good looking. But they're foam. All right.
Okay.
But on the inside they're inlaid with metal piping and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I assume they were made of wood, to be honest. So.
Yeah. So they look really good, or whatever. They're really weighty as well. I think the biggest issue was on Oathkeeper, the Palpu fruit charm or whatever, like popped off like really easily. But that's I can fix this with like super glue when I get my weapon, because I had to ship it to my I had to ship them to my house because they weren't coming on a plane.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do if the Heartless take over?
Well, if they're going to take over within the next 24 hours, then I guess we're just fucking screwed.
Oh, all right. Well, you know,
they'll be here tomorrow. So yeah, I got those. I immediately pulled out my wallet and I was like, "Hey, here you go. Like, give me these. All right." I wanted them. Then I walked around the corner of that weapon stall. All right, and I was looking at I immediately looked at the other weapons and I saw Weichni's weapon there, and I was like, "Fuck!" I turned back around. Actually, no, I turned back around and was about to buy it, but then I was like, wait, I'll just wait until we're about to leave or whatever, and then I'll get it. And so we walked around, and I was like, okay, I got to go back to that weapon stall because I got to buy it. All right, and so I got it. And that was like that's the only ruby weapon I saw being sold at the convention. I had a couple people walking around with actual rubies like scythe.
Of course.
Cool.
But they were just for cosplay. I didn't see any like Weiss cosplays or anything like that. That was cool.
So, Aqua,
Yep.
while you were there, did you happen to buckle and buy Volume 20?
No, you're gonna make me talk about this.
Yep, sure am.
Okay, you're gonna make me talk about this. All right.
Yep, sure am.
I actually found a manga stall or like a big manga booth. All right. This guy had, I could have swore this guy had like over 1,000 manga here or whatever, 1,000 volumes of manga here. There was a lot of fucking manga here. All right. So I'll go in there and I was like, okay, this is the chance. This is it. I'm looking for Haruhi Suzumiya Volume 20. It's to finish out my collection. All right. All right. It's the last fucking volume, and online it's being sold for $80. All right. This motherfucker has every single volume except that one. All right.
Oh my god.
I was like, this was my last bastion. All right. But you know, I was like, okay, all right. Now, the one thing that actually pisses me off about this stand, all right, I went back the next day, all right, because I was like, okay, you know what? There's other mangas I want, all right. You know, I want to start collecting Demon Slayer. I want to start collecting, you know, I wanted to see if he had like any of the Chainsaw Mans that I don't have or whatever, because I only have the first 3 volumes. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, no Chainsaw Mans, but that's fair because that guy probably sold out immediately. The guy had like 15 volumes of Demon Slayer or whatever, like pretty much 1 to 15. All right, and I was like, okay, all right, I'll see how much these cost. All right, so I asked the guy. He pulls it up because like the each volume has like a sticker on them. All right, so they're like wrapped in plastic, and each volume has a sticker. Pulls up volume 1. It's $18. All right, and I immediately was like, no. This motherfucking thing is not $18. All right, I could see 13. All right, because 1, it's still in print. All right, it's still super popular. All right, you know, and they're still relatively new. So I mean, it's like the price for that has to be like, you know, at least around $13. So I immediately I look on Amazon. Volume 1 of Demon Slayer is $7. All right. I was like, this guy's fucking scam. I immediately walked out of that fucking booth. I was like, how are you gonna sell the Volume 1 of Demon Slayer for like almost triple the fucking price as Amazon? You at least gotta gotta be somewhat in the range. If it was $10, I would have probably bought it. All right. If it was $10, I would have bought it.
What if it's first edition, alternate cover art, all of this stuff?
Yeah, that doesn't care.
Cringe.
Who cares? Who cares? All right. Who cares about that? I don't care. All right. I was so pissed. And my friend that lives in Florida or whatever, she's like a super she's a super figure collector or whatever. She's got like $7,000 to $10,000 worth of like figures in her house. Right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, when I got there, like her husband, who I'm like really good friends with or whatever, he was like showing me all of her figures, and like he opened up the closet in their game room, all right, and it was nothing but figures in there, like a ridiculous. There was a shelf in there once, and it broke. That's how many figures that were in there.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh. Anyway, so you know, she knows the prices of, or she knows what figures are worth. All right. So we're in the stall, and she's wanting to get the C2 figure from Code Geass or whatever. It's nice. She's like sitting down and everything and all that stuff. And she's asking the guy how much it is. And he's like, let me check, all right. And so he talks to the lady that's like running the stall, and she's like, it's like $125 or whatever. The look she gave that guy, all right, like it could kill, all right.
Oh.
She knew that figure was not worth $125. Right, so she immediately goes onto like my Collect Figures fucking site or whatever, and people are selling it for like $40.
Oh,
Oh boy.
And I saw a Haruhi figure there, which I would have paid like $30 for, like easily. Like it was an okay figure, but it was like not worth like an extreme. It was one of those figures that you would get out of a Crane game. All right. So which could mean you either paid like 500 yen for, or like 10,000, like not 10,000, but like 1,500 yen for. So I was like, how much is this Haruhi figure? And he lifts it up and it says $65 on it. Or she looks at me, she goes, just leave. She was like, because I looked up online, it was one of the last ones sold was like $30. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not breaking my figure seal yet. I haven't bought specifically figures yet, so I haven't delved into the collecting of that. So I'm not breaking that seal with a overpriced fucking figure. But Orlando's fun. Cops in Orlando don't do shit. They literally sat and watched people make illegal right turns.
Awesome.
So I was like, that's cool. The weather was okay, I guess. It was hot and humid, but I wore shorts, so it wasn't that bad, I guess.
Yep, sounds like Florida.
That's Florida for you.
Saturday was like 90 degrees. I was like,
yep, sounds like Florida.
Yep.
But we were in the convention most of the day, and like the air conditioning was so powerful that like if you stood like 20 feet from the fucking entrance to the convention or whatever, you could feel like the temperature goes from 90 degrees to like 50. That's how good the air conditioning was. I was like, yes. Had a lot of food. Had a lot of Korean barbecue. I had Korean barbecue. We ate a lot of food. Cost like $150, but it was amazing. I tried a Long Island iced tea for the first time.
Just one, right?
It kicked my fucking ass.
Yeah,
that's what it's designed to do.
It'll do that.
Oh yeah, I could drink like 3 of these. I wouldn't even feel anything. Really?
No. I finished the first cup. I finished my that first glass, and I was like, no more. I'm buzzed. I was like, this fucks. All right. But I could taste the alcohol in it, so I was a little bit. If I can't taste the alcohol in something, then I'm like, then I'm a little bit afraid. But I was able to taste the alcohol, so it actually took me a second to actually like get through it. I had to drink it really fast because I can't nurse alcohol. Trying to think if there's anything else.
Dangerous sentiment.
No. Watched the entirety of the Last of Us series, whatever.
Yes.
That's amazing, and I won't
Yes.
talk about that because it's just amazing. Yeah, I spent like $700 down there, so between food and food, getting prints, getting those weapons, yeah, pretty good trip. One last thing, Sly, I'm gonna come up to your place in about like a couple of weeks so you can put together my Grendel statue my Grendel figure that I just got, because I didn't realize it was a standard Gunpla.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You have no patience to make one.
No, I don't want to sand the fucking like pieces and fucking shit.
It's time for rocket science.
It's just stand. Actually, I can't do it because it's I actually cannot do that. Like go up there and do that or whatever, because it's a trail spoiler. So
Oh
you
yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's absolutely
you
true.
can't actually look at it yet.
Don't do
That's
that.
funny.
That's
He
fair.
ain't there. He ain't there yet. He ain't there yet.
Yeah, you ain't there yet. All right. But oh yeah, I mean that was my week.
What about you, Sly? What'd you do?
He already answered. He already answered.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought we just talk about
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm embarrassed.
A lot to
I
talk
was-
about.
Leak's not all here today.
I'm really not. It's like this last week too. They can
Yeah.
tell you about that.
I'm pretty exhausted as well because I
Oh
actually
my
I
God.
just got back last night. So
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
and those know I actually messaged them while I was like 9,000 feet in the air because airplane internet.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the point of this show actually is not talk about what we played this week, except for the one game that we probably played this past week. So Resident Evil 4 Remake came out, and just as Maximilian Dude said, this is probably the greatest Resident Evil game again.
Yep.
Yep.
It's pretty ridiculous how the devs can be like, okay, so let's make a video game that was already considered perfect.
Let's build upon
li-
perfection.
Let's make it more perfect. How
The
do we
hubris
do
of man, and yet unpunished.
that? Oh my god. Actually, I mean, well, for one, so M2 did this. Like the M2 studio did this. They're not like the actual like original like Resident Evil developers, right? They're actually like new developers for the series. Outside of Remake 2.
I believe they might have brought on like a few older devs
Mm-hmm.
for like references and things like that to make sure that they get the game to be what they want it to properly be. I think I haven't. It's been a while since I've read an article about it, but I mean if they did, it shows. If they didn't, then Jesus, they did a really good job.
So as a person that went through this game for like the first time actually going through Resident Evil 4, all right, I pretty much knew everything in Resident Evil 4, the original, just due to watching people play Resident Evil 4, because everybody like at least plays that game fucking once a year or something like that. They were really, really faithful to that fucking first game. Like, oddly, like I almost looking at like seeing like remakes of other games, and I'm sitting here like, how the fuck like did they just like pretty much one for one make a perfect game? I mean, obviously they took some stuff out, and I assume that stuff's probably going to be put into the Separate Ways DLC. But like, I mean, what's everybody's opinions on this fucking game? Is it the end all be all video games? Best video game ever again?
I'll wait. I'll wait.
Okay, Sly, give us your grievances. All right.
It's not that I have grievances. It's not. I mean, it's an amazing game. It is like, again, as we said, like they took the original and expanded upon it, which they really didn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, kudos to them for not leaving well enough alone. But I cannot give you a definitive answer until we give Code Veronica.
Oh, okay.
I cannot give you a definitive answer until we get Code Veronica. Is it the greatest
my guy,
game? Is it the greatest Resident Evil game? We'll see. Once they do Code Veronica.
Sly, don't get your hopes up. What are you doing? You're gonna hurt yourself.
Oh, okay.
Haven't they come out? But like, in all honesty, haven't they come out and said there is no like game plan for that at all?
I don't think they've said that in
that.
I don't think they've said that in particular of those words exactly. My assumption is and obviously the three of us that have played the Resident Evil remake, Resident Evil 4 remake on here, they actually established our boy Albert Wesker. By the way, spoilers. Anybody watching this or whatever at this point in time, we're gonna be talking about Resident Evil 4. All right, so in its entirety. So
the remake, yes.
Yeah, the remake. Well, I mean, it's literally almost 1 for 1. So, so both remake and I guess original. So treat this as a spoiler cast and click off if you don't want spoilers. They established our boy Albert Wesker at the end of the game, which I don't believe they did that in the original, per se. They did.
They did.
Oh yeah, he's there.
Yeah,
like in the original base game.
Yeah,
or just
yeah.
Okay. All right. Which makes me think that they're going to go ahead and start like remaking 5.
I hate that I agree with you,
but also they could branch off and do Code Veronica. Just because I mean Wesker's in Code Veronica, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. So they could do that. Technically, Code Veronica happens before 4.
True.
But if they want to establish Wesker as more of a overarching bad guy, they would obviously do Code Veronica because he's in it doing his bad guy shit, and it would make him a better antagonist for 5. So I'm a little wishy-washy on what they're probably going to do. I know a lot of people want Code Veronica. I've seen it everywhere.
Correct.
I've seen it.
Yep.
And I want it because I've never played it. So yeah. Maybe we'll wait until if they see if they actually do Code Veronica, and then Sly can give us the answer on it if 4 remake is the better game.
I'm holding out until then.
But I mean,
but for right now, I will say for right now, I will say for right now, it is the best in terms of remakes and probably overall.
Yeah.
So I would still say that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I can agree with that. I think it's the best in terms of like a remake of a video game in general. Even as one who has played Final Fantasy VII remake, I think Resident Evil 4 remake blows that out of the water.
Yeah, that game isn't even finished.
Yeah, true. That game's not even finished. But yeah, I mean, what were some things you might have been like disappointed in Resident Evil 4 remake? I'll go first actually because mine's very quick. One, they did the same thing they did with Resident Evil 2 remake, and you have to put it on classic to get the Resident Evil 4.
Goodness.
All right. That's actually my biggest. That is my only gripe with this game, but I never played the original, so we'll go. I guess we'll go with Sly first because I know Lav has a list.
Maybe
I
do.
I'm kind of curious about this list.
It's Lav. He always has a list.
When don't I have a list? Help me.
So you want my
like maybe disappointments or like maybe stuff you wanted to see in the remake that maybe wasn't in the remake, or stuff that you might have like thought was like, hey, this could be expanded upon.
like it's a lot of stuff that's very, very small. Like very much. Like it's they're not even like really grievances. It's just, you know, shit I happen to notice. Like, hey, this is missing, or hey, well, what was missing first off? Just going through my playthrough in my head. The starting for the village. There are certain things I'm kind of glad they cut out. Like certain puzzles. I
can see that, yeah.
Like redoing the church puzzle, great. I'm glad they redid that. Small little thing I love. Going in the house, I think this was before you get to the church. Going in the house and opening the bathroom door and finding a guy taking a shit, that was amazing. Good on them.
Yeah,
good on them. I was like, oh,
Real
I'm
Pulp
sorry.
Fiction moment.
I'll just leave you alone. But other stuff. There are certain story elements, and I guess we're good on spoilers, right?
Yo, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Certain story elements, like actually having to fight Krauser the first time you see him. I love that.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Knives only, no items.
No items. What else? I was kind of shocked at the way Luis died. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay, cool. Because I remember Sadler killing him. No, okay.
Yeah.
What else? Biggest change. Why did Salazar look like a golden girl? I'm still never gonna get over that. Every time I see Salazar, I think, "Thank you for being a friend."
Thank you for being friend.
He looked like a child. He looked like a child in original 4, and now they just made him into a golden girl. And then, like the Salazar fight itself, perfect. Oh my god, he's mobile. He can move. He can still take a rocket to the face, and that ends it. But he can move. Great. Like there's so much they added, like that. I'm not even mad about like some of the stuff they took away. I like it's so minute in the grand scheme of things that I can't even be mad at the stuff they took away. The little differences.
It was opposite of like RE3 remake where that was outsourced or whatever. But all they did in RE3 remake was take stuff out. They didn't add anything in. They just took out. They took out giant chunks of content from from Nemesis, and then that game was just immensely too short. I mean, 3 was already short to begin with, and they just made it even shorter. But this team, like they got the they knew what they were doing. They were like, okay, we got to take this stuff out. But you know, here we go. You remember Luis? You only saw him like 4 times in the original. No, he's your fucking partner for like a decent chunk of the castle, of like the underground castle.
To be fair, that is a brilliant choice, because I remember playing through 4 and always just thinking, you know, Luis is all right. He's sketchy as all get out, but I'd rather have him in a pinch than Ashley. So I'm actually happy to have that in the remake.
Yeah, and it made him a character. It actually made him a character.
Right? Spouting over the mouth with Don Quixote, this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the Don Quixote references.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's so much stuff I can list in terms of like additions and stuff they removed. And again, like you said, like it's like they added stuff in, but the stuff they removed, I just didn't feel it. I just wasn't mad at anything. I'm trying to think of if there's anything that they removed that I'm really, really like.
They removed
man,
a couple.
kept it.
They removed a couple of boss fights, but I assume that those boss fights are going to be Ada specific.
They removed one.
All right, yeah, one. That's a U2 fight, right? They removed the U2 fight. Yeah, or U3, yeah, U3 fight.
U3 in the cargo containers.
Yeah. The one where you drop him down into the fucking forever abyss or whatever, and then he comes back up, and then you have the whole run around the fucking like weird cave system or whatever. They removed that.
Why did I somehow think that was 5?
Sly, I am right there with
Because I
you.
feel like they had something similar to that. Yeah. I actually wasn't mad at that. Okay, I'm good.
Same. I didn't care for it.
I did not care for that. I fucking hated that.
But I assume they'll put that in the Ada content.
Maybe.
I hope not.
Possibly.
They do. They can make it a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, those saying like I mean, let's be real here, all right? Salazar was one of the most boring fucking fights in RE4 in original RE4. All right. I think he had the best glow up in that fucking game. All right.
Yeah.
Even
from Pinocchio Mendez to Queen Elizabeth, this is true.
Mm-hmm.
Even Mendez was actually a pretty nice upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh, the lead up to Mendez was good because that was fucking scary as shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy hell, you getting chased by Mendez, and I'm like, bro, I want to go back. There's so much shit I killed, but I can't because he's chasing me, and he's like, oh, and if he gets Ashley, it's just you're done.
Yeah, they changed it like so much in that part because I was like, okay, I'm not expecting him to show up at this gate or whatever and do the whole fucking twisting and turning thing because I remember that's in a barn or whatever, and he does that there, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, this is different. All right, then you run from him, and you're like, okay, yeah. Then you go into this thing that kind of pretty much looks like the barn, and then you get fucking tackled through the goddamn wall, and you're like, oh, there he is, boys. Yeah, no, I mean, like, so you know, it shouts like fucking like, you know, greatness as like when the only things we can like really complain about are like really, really small things. And then this is where Lav comes in because I know he likes to speedrun this shit, and there's a couple of things in this game that probably get him on like speedrunning stuff. So,
is it a bear trap?
Don't worry, I have eyes.
he's not Max. He's not Max.
Oh my goodness.
I honestly don't really have too much to say on the gripes that I have. The menuing can be a little bit annoying at times because it's a little slow. It's not really, really bad though. It's okay. It's tolerable, I think is the better way to put it. My biggest complaint isn't even an actual gripe. It's Ada's voice actress. I don't like it at all.
Okay. So quick aside, because we do have to talk about this, and I will happily strain myself to do
thank
this.
you, because I was going to mention it. Yeah.
Okay. So, actually, I'm going to let you. No. I'll go through this and I'll let you clarify in a second.
Yeah.
I am like you, Lav, in that Lily Gao is the new voice of Ada after. Oh, I forget the name of the girl who played her in 2. Did not reprise her role. 2 remake, yes.
Yeah, 2 remake, yeah.
They go for a very different take on Ada. The old, playful seductress a la any 90s movie is nowhere to be found. She plays her much more down to earth.
She's deadpan. There's no tone.
He sounds
You can tell she's reading a script.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I think she just sounds like really tired.
Some of the lines that they gave her are not too bad. Like some of her delivery is actually okay. That's pretty good. That makes sense with how you can go about it. But most of her lines are not like that.
On the whole, I do agree, though. I think it is perhaps not the strongest outing for this actress, and I think I think it was always going to come with a lot of blowback just because it's a new actress on an old character again. But we do have to talk about the fact that she has been run off the internet by a bunch of people who also did not like the performance, but
Yeah.
had absolutely no chill on how to
Yeah,
vocalize that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. It's no
That's
good.
not
Don't do that. Don't harass people. It's okay to
No.
not like something. It's
Absolutely.
okay. You can also say your opinion on the internet, but don't go and attack the actor or actress.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it's
it is put in a
unfortunate.
really difficult position to make criticism. I think I'm a bit more forgiving than Lavren, but I also really, it's not what I wanted from Ada. I don't love the deliveries. I also don't like the different characterization, but I realize that has nothing to do with Gao. But I also I thought her deliveries could have been stronger.
The way that I see it is, I honestly wish if Capcom would be willing to do it to have to just revoice her entire lines. She's not very present in the entirety of the game. She has like only so few lines compared to everybody else, compared to Leon and all them.
True.
But I I mean, obviously none of us know what was going on with Capcom telling her, look up how the original talks and things like that, get an idea of how this works and replicate that because that's what Ada is. Um,
Oh, I can promise you they did not give her that. I
yeah, I feel like
promise you
I feel like
they
they
told
didn't.
her specifically, do your own thing. Do not be the previous adaptation.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate. And it's even more unfortunate because if you listen to the game in Japanese and even Italian, the voice actresses for those are really good. Like it is what Ada is supposed to be, which is crazy. Like it actually makes sense. It feels original, and it's really jarring when you hear the differences between all three of the languages. That I haven't heard some of the other ones, but as someone who does understand some Italian and Japanese, and a little bit of Spanish, but I didn't check Spanish yet. But I for the three that I listened to, there is quite the difference, and it's really unfortunate that that is how the English one turned out to be.
Sure.
Um, I don't hate it. I don't think she's like scum of the earth or nothing. I don't like it. It does feel really out of place. Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of how Ada is voiced in this game. I wish it could be changed or updated or whatever with the same voice actress and just let her try it again or something and update it. Because if it's any game that I feel you should actually make sure is is fantastic across the board, it would be this game. And I feel like, uh, especially with Capcom dishing out $1 million fucking dollars for a prize reward for Street Fighter 6, I think you can pay a voice actress again to, fix the lines and make them delivered in a way that makes it more reminiscent of the character. When every other character is, still reminiscent of the original, so you still get an idea and also still improved upon for some characters to some degree. Like Ashley's delivery in that game was phenomenal. Like it was actually very good. I actually absolutely adore Ashley by the end of that game, by the end of Remake. I didn't find her
Yeah.
annoying. I didn't find her obnoxious. She actually felt like she was a team with me. It was a nice break between certain parts of the game with the characters talking to each other with and without the flirting. Like it was it was good. It was very good, and they did what I didn't really expect them to do. Well, Capcom specifically, and they made Ashley a very likable character for me. So I really like that. But in terms of like other gripes, I don't really have any. Even for a even from a speedrunning standpoint, I really it's just the menuing is a little unresponsive because it doesn't let you move very fast. And nothing else I can really think of off the top of my head. So
Hmm.
the only major gripe I have really is the voice acting thing. That's it.
I Dalit sent me a clip of Ada's voice before the game came out, and I immediately didn't like the way it was a scene where in the original they had that like little fight in that room where like
The knife
Ada does
fight.
a fucking
using
the knife
knives.
fight. Yeah. Her delivery in that scene's not very good, but when I actually went through the game, I was okay with with her performance. My only question is all the other characters that I say all the other characters, but like when they kept the same Leon from 2, I don't understand why they didn't keep the same Ada.
I'm going to
Yeah.
assume that was more on the actress's part than on the company.
Yeah, probably. Cause obviously the remakes are now some like new slightly-ish continuity. And that just kind of breaks it up because, Ada's voice actress in RE2 remake was really
Good.
great. Yeah, really good. But I didn't have I went through it already with my predisposition of like not feeling Ada's voice. But at the end of the game, I was like, okay, this is serviceable.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I didn't have obviously, some of her lines fell pretty flat, but like I wasn't distraught over it. And Dalit knows I have issues with voices sometimes. Especially when they change.
Yeah.
Because in Trails, fucking Laura's voice changes from Laura's voice changes from fucking Marisha Ray to Heather Gonzalez from 3 to 4, and as soon as I hear it, I'm just like, oh my god, it pisses me off so much every time I hear it. I was like, they murdered my girl, man. Murdered her. Dalit doesn't agree because, well, Dalit, do you agree? You don't like Marisha Ray's voice acting, period, but
don't say it like that. I tried to be more diplomatic than that. I do find Marisha to be underwhelming, especially compared to the rest of the cast. But I do agree that I would have preferred the consistency than getting someone new quite literally halfway through that arc. And yeah, I think Heather has the unpleasant job of trying to establish herself after a bunch of growth in the character. So
it's everything is stacked against her, honestly.
100%.
Oh, actually, this is actually what pisses me off about having Heather Gonzalez as and this is a huge tangent. I understand this. All right, I was playing Octopath Traveler 2. All right,
I remember this.
Heather Gonzalez voices a character in that game. All right, and it's the perfect voice I know it doesn't sound like Laura, but if she just used this voice and didn't try to copy Marisha Ray, I'd have probably have been okay. All right, because it sounds so much better. Heather Gonzalez she the lines that she tries to emulate Marisha Ray so much that her voice just falls so fucking flat in it. But in Octopath Traveler 2, I'd be like, you should have just done this voice. You should have just done this one. But yeah. Yeah, like I said, I didn't have too much of a problem with Ada Wong. I went through it, was like, okay, I didn't absolutely hate it. It wasn't the best. But I'm okay with it. And if they do separate ways, which I'm almost 100% they are going to do it. Then maybe she'll have a chance to redeem her, redeem the role a little bit. Maybe she'll have the thing, but who knows?
Yeah.
Do we have favorite parts of this game? I know it's almost a 1-for-1, but is there a favorite part that we have in this game?
And tell me why it is the Regenerador.
Oh God.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, they run now. Oh my.
They slither.
Yeah, that as well.
Willingly.
They're so creepy now.
They're
so
so creepy.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to pinpoint a favorite part in that game because I like everything about that game.
Yeah, true.
And it's a silly way to answer the question because you know there are a lot of cool moments in the game, and certainly there must be something I like more than the other. But that game has such a nice flow of progression with like the story and everything, and
Mhm.
the lightheartedness and the script, the way that it's written and everything, with and without the almost one-to-one writing from the original. All of it just flows so well from start to finish, and it is genuinely a treat of an experience. It's hard to just be like, yeah, I like this part so much more than anything else. Like it's not something that I can really pick. I actually don't have a favorite section or line or anything or moment in the game because they're all very, very good.
Mhm.
Consider, Lav. Consider the moment you get a second knife.
Oh, true. True.
Which
Hear me
second
out.
knife are we talking about?
Any
just
second
any-
knife.
any
not even
second.
not even the can't be broken knife. Just any second knife.
Any knives to not
Because
wear
let me
down
tell you,
wear down your actual knife.
Well, okay. Going
my
back to
favorite
gripes, I will
part-
say I do have a gripe.
thank you, because I think you're about to say what I was thinking.
I'm curious.
These knives are fucking terrible as shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
They
not
are
a fan.
horrible. Like even the ones even the ones you get later in the game, like the fact that I really feel like they for the sake of gameplay, quote unquote, they could have did without durability.
Thank you. You're a man of culture. I knew you were the best of us. I also could tell, even as far back as the showing, not even playing the demo, but being told that there was going to be durability on this, I was going to hate it.
Dude, am I
And
the only one that plays devil's advocate here?
I saw that you could parry a chainsaw, and I still said shouldn't break.
Don't worry.
I mean,
I completely disagree.
Okay.
okay.
Lav's on my side.
No,
I do not think that putting infinite durability on something that should be actually intended to be worn down even in the real world, regardless of whether or not how you can use the tool, is fair for a game about survival horror when you are given the freedom to literally parry everything in the game. The only thing you can't parry are grabs, but you can literally just press the duck button, the crouch button, and you just avoid a
True.
grab. It's
Yeah.
very easy. And
All
that
right.
is unfortunate. On top of the fact that if you're playing on professional difficulty, you have to perfect parry everything, or you will always take damage. Any other difficulty underneath that, you can just hold the button, or you can delay it a lot, and you won't perfect parry. You won't be able to punish the enemy, but you won't get hurt. And that in and of itself makes it way easier. There's no stress on anything whatsoever. Sure, the durability goes down, yeah, but that's the point. If you let them get too close to you, that is your option to defend yourself.
Okay, but hear me out, because you've unfortunately brought up realism, so I have to counter you with this.
Okay.
Why can we parry everything? Shouldn't there be, if we're playing a horror survival game, shouldn't there be things we're not allowed to that aren't grabs?
Because it's a remake to change something a little bit different because the knife was horrible in the original.
That's not true. What? What's heresy?
Yeah, no, the knife was garbage in the original. You just fucking sit there and just hold one button, aim, and you attack. You don't get to do
Okay,
anything.
well, that is absolutely true, though.
Believe me, I speedrun RE4 original. I know I can knife a regenerator and kill it from sunlocking it.
Correct.
Believe me, I know. I know that I can just stagger everything in the head with the knife or the pistol, walk up, kick
Also
them,
correct,
whatever.
yes.
I understand all that, but the control scheme of original RE4 and then wanting to change it up, that is the glow up that it needed to have, and it has to have the Capcom seal of approval in air quotes by adding something ridiculous, and you can't add anything more ridiculous when everything in that game was ridiculous with like being able to do like the follow-up attacks like the suplex and things like that. That being added into the remake is not new. So adding something as ridiculous as parrying attacks with a knife, well, parrying attacks with a knife it makes sense. Parrying a chainsaw is the only unrealistic thing that's just like, what the fuck?
I've seen grenades and arrows parried, friend.
You can also do that in the original.
But you can't parry them back at who threw them.
You can't. Well, you can't parry the arrow back, but you can.
You can absolutely deflect it. This is true.
Yeah, you can deflect it, which is the same as the knife. It just looks cooler in remake. But the bottle thing, like throwing the grenade thing, I actually don't. I feel like I never really tried the grenade thing, but I know the Molotov thing makes a little bit more sense because to some degree you can just like parry something at a certain angle and then just kind of whip it around and throw it, kind of. But that's still it. But the way that they made it work in the remake is a little unrealistic anyway. But still, for the sense of survival horror, if you have something that has infinite durability, especially if you don't earn it, that just removes a whole lot of the fear of it. It really does. There's no sense of wondering what am I going to spend my money on. Also, the knife when you up the durability, as someone who's been through that game at least 7 times on all the difficulties, the knife is actually not bad at all. It's way too overpowered with and without durability added into it. Like the starting one, like the pickup ones are fucking they're shit. Like they're meant to be shit, and that's fine because they're just you just pick them up and whatever. But being able to upgrade that knife just on durability alone is nasty. It's disgusting. Getting backstabs on enemies barely reduces the durability. Doing the like the defensive option when you're getting choked or something, I believe that takes more more durability because I guess it's just how they wanted to balance it, and that does make some sense. But even when you again have that durability upgraded to max, holy shit, that thing is disgusting. It's unreal. It's unbelievable. And then when you get the second actual permanent knife and you upgrade that completely, that thing does 2x damage. I can like 4-shot an enemy, or like when you fight Krauser on like any difficulty except for pro, or maybe even on pro, I can't remember. But you can like 4-shot him or some shit like that. We just poke him 4 times and he's just like, "Oh no, you got me, you won." And I'm like, "What the? This is disgusting." And the durability barely goes down. Like it's one of those things where durability is what you make of it, depending on how well you use it and how well you adapt to the game and the way that you play the game. If you rely too much on the knife, of course you're not gonna fucking have any knives left over. If you make too many mistakes, that's your punishment. And the point of a survival horror game is, why the fuck would I want some random ass motherfucker with a weapon or something threatening me to come anywhere close to me when I have long range weaponry? Now, if it was a case of like I don't know, stealth makes some sense too because stealthing enemies actually doesn't remove a lot of durability either, which is great because you can play the game in a different way that the original doesn't let you play, and it works very, very well. On top of that, one of the methods you could use to really take care of enemies with the knife and not lose so much durability because of the way that you use it is flashbang an enemy, walk up to them and stab them in the neck and instantly kill them. Works literally every time. You barely lose stamina. Or I keep saying stamina. Barely lose durability. Like every time. I'll just sit there and be like, all right, flashbang. All right, I'm gonna walk up to them, stab. They're dead. Save all my ammo. What's that? The price of the knife repair is only like 2,000 peseta? Okay. I have like I got like basically the room paid for it, essentially, with maybe a little bit extra. Like it's the flow of it actually is perfectly fine. And especially if you upgrade the durability. And it feels great. And once you play it, because I mean, like original RE4, the game has so much replayability, and it's just a fun game to play that you end up just playing it without really thinking about it again and again. Like if it has the same effect as the original, and as a I don't know how to word this. I can't think of how the right way to word this, but it's like because you played it from the first time, you have a better understanding of the next time, whether you play it on a harder difficulty or an easier difficulty, just to have a silly fun time or whatever. But you have an idea of how to play it a little bit better and how to manage your resources better. And then when you play it the second time around, even so much as the second time around, you'll be like, okay, the Dura is not fun. It's fine. Like you don't really think about it. You even if you parry everything or if you block everything or whatever, you just don't really think about it. It just kind of becomes second nature, and it feels fun. For a first time experience, I can understand it being stressful though, because I dealt with that. I played it on hardcore because that was the hardest difficulty available before unlocking professional, and I had no Dura. I was like, what the? I got nothing. I can't wait. I don't have a way to defend myself. So then I ended up resorting to like making flash grenades because it was at least a way that I can get around without having to worry about getting attacked by something, and I can also like kick an enemy or do whatever. But when I upgraded all the Dura, oh my god, that thing was a fucking monster. I would go through multiple chapters without losing durability, and I was like, all right, cool.
That was the first thing I did in that game. When I got the ability to start
Me
upgrading
too.
weapons, I was like upping its durability because I know this knife is going to carry me through the game.
Exactly. It's very fucking strong. It's a very, very strong weapon.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
I disagree with that.
Oh, wait, I'm playing right now, and I just got to the farm. And you played on PC, right? Lav?
Yeah, I have to. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm playing on PS5. So,
I play on
note,
PS5 too.
Okay. Yeah, quick side note. Just got to the farm. For some reason, there was a cow that was moonwalking. Like the farm right outside of like when you first start the game. I got to the farm, and I'm like creeping up, and all of a sudden I see this cow like backing up, like, not even like just moonwalking. Yeah. Thought that was interesting. I thought you should know that.
Real quick though, to also answer the very first question, how I feel about what I really like about this game, or if what my thoughts are on it. It is absolutely up there as one of the top best remakes ever. It is 100% one of the best ones ever. And
yes,
as a game in general, I still think that it's one of those things where it shares the Dead Space remake effect now. Don't play the original because the remake is just so much better.
Okay.
Like the quality of life and things like that. Everything feels way better. However, to get an idea of what the original was like, you are not gonna like you are missing out. Like you should still play the original because it is a beast all on its own kind of thing. That's what it feels like for RE4 remake and the original. That's so it is still one of the best games ever. Somehow it still is. Don't get it, but it works.
Yeah, for like 15 years.
Oh, the other cow moved. Okay, never mind. The other cow was like inching the other cow to make it moonwalk. Okay, never mind.
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
Buddy.
Physics. Yeah, no, like I was playing devil's advocate for the knife durability. Look, okay, so like Lav, all right. One of the main reasons I've held off on playing Breath of the Wild is because I know how bad the fucking durability for weapons in that game is. Or whatever. That is like the pinnacle of why put this in the fucking game. All right? Like what is the point of this? All right?
Yeah.
And I agreed at the beginning that knife durability or like durability from the knife, I'm not 100% like for it. Like I'm going through RE2 remake, all right? Knife durability in that game, oh my god, that kind of it sucks.
Yeah,
it's very scary. It's very scary when you don't have a knife.
But the difference with that game is you can also defend yourself with more than just the knife.
Yeah.
Which is a way to counterbalance it.
Yeah. But I as I was as it was getting closer to RE4 remake, and the devs were like talking about like what stuff you can really do with the knife. I was sitting here thinking, I was like, all right, in RE4, while the gameplay for the knife was shit because you just knife, or whatever,
Yeah.
you just stand there and knife. All right, the knife is still broken in that game. All right, now they're adding all this new shit in this game. You're able to crouch, you're able to stealth things, you're able to parry a fucking chainsaw, parry like literally everything in their goddamn mother in this game.
Funny enough about the parrying thing with the chainsaw, if you do upgrade your durability high enough, it doesn't break after you parry it.
Oh, nice.
It actually still holds on it has like a decent amount of durability left, but not like it's not like only half of it disappeared. No, it's like 70% of your durability is gone, but but you can still survive and you can still use it for a little bit longer.
Good. That's good. All right. But they gave the knife in this game so much other shit to do. All right. Made it even more like broken than it is in the original game. All right.
Yep.
They needed to put one downside to it. And
the downside isn't even that bad because the chapters in between and the merchants that you can go to visit in between are not very far away.
Yeah. The gripe I did have with something akin to that was, oh my god, dude, body armor costs so fucking much to repair. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good trade-off, honestly.
Yeah, no, it is a good trade-off because that shit is also broken to some degree. That shit will just you won't take damage from bullets because it'll take the damage first.
Bullets?
Yeah, the
grenades,
rockets,
even the RPG, it'll just save you.
Yeah,
you can aim at the ground and you'll just blow yourself up and you lose like half your armor. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
The body armor is so good that Zach should have fucking wore it in Crisis Core.
Actual bullet, man. That was uncalled for.
Yeah, but like every time I go back to the merchant or whatever, I think the only part where my body armor like got destroyed like immediately was the mic section. All right.
Yeah, I believe it.
Cause like
went out for the boy.
Yeah, the Gatling guns just like immediately destroy your fucking your thing so much. I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, it costs like I mean, okay, so the other part of the game is that they actually added like RPG elements to this game with the fucking cases and the charms.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Which is really
super
cool.
neat addition. Super neat addition.
It's very fun.
And you can get charms that like reduce the cost of like body armor or knife repairs. There's one that decreases the cost of the rocket launcher of upgrades too. Yeah.
Yep. You can get more money, but you can get more money when you sell healing items.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crafting ones. You have a higher chance of getting extra ammo.
Mm-hmm.
There's even the Ditman glitch in one of the charms too, where it gives you in the original, when you had the striker shotgun, if you aim the striker shotgun and pause the game to open up your menu right when the laser sight opens up, if you switch to a grenade after that, you move at like 50% movement speed. You move much faster.
Okay. I remember
it's the speed run for people.
I remember Max doing that. Because if you did that before you got on the jet ski, yeah, you leave fucking Ashley behind in the.
Hang on, sweetheart. Goodbye, sweetheart. Yeah, that's what it is. And they put that glitch into a charm as a reference because the charm itself is the striker shotgun and it gives you 8% movement speed.
Oh, damn, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, that's the speedrun charm.
Well, for New Game Plus, yeah. Not for New Game, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, because one thing I did learn about or like I was like told about about getting the charms, which you get the silver or gold tokens, and you throw it into the gacha machine or whatever. Apparently, that gacha machine is actually seed based and not actually gacha.
Yes, it is. Each playthrough generates a seed,
which is kind of annoying.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit.
Because if it was actual gacha, then it would be a little cooler. But now that it generates a seed, and you could like go through the game and maybe not get like a really cool charm if you're just going through it normally,
or get 3 of the same one.
True. Oh my god, I got.
Oh, I hadn't considered that. Yeah.
I got the
two
one that's
Ashley ones.
Yeah, I got I think the Ganado that has the shotgun or whatever. I got him like 3 times. I was so pissed off. And then after that is when I learned that it was seed based, and then I got even more pissed off. Yeah. So fuck that. But the charms are really nice, and I guess it gives you like another
way to play, strategize.
Yeah. And then the whole gotcha thing, I guess gives you like a kind of a whole reason to do the shooting range outside of like trophies and stuff. Which I suck at the shooting range, but that's okay.
Dude, doing that shit on controller is dog shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, it is.
I did that in like 10 minutes from the beginning to the end on PC with no issues. I was like, holy fuck, thank God. Getting that platinum trophy on PS5 with a broken controller was not fun.
Oh, I bet.
I had stick drift the entire time, and I was like, I can't stand this. I couldn't stand it, dude. And then when you aim down sights with the scope on the sniper rifle and you walk forward, it does the wobbling. Imagine that almost constantly with my left analog stick. I was like, I can't aim. I literally can't aim. Yeah. I was battling trying to stand still.
Stick drift is the most annoying shit in the world.
Yeah.
So when are we actually gonna call out whoever fucking sold their goddamn soul for the RE engine to work this good?
No, I don't want to, because I would like this to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, mystery person. Whoever.
To you who gave up your soul so that the rest of us could enjoy ourselves, we salute you.
I'll pour one out for you.
You and Mike, the
now,
homies.
Now, can we get the RE engine to work on other games as nicely as it has?
Honestly,
can we have every other game just be done in the RE engine, please?
I mean,
except for 16. 16 looks like it's going to be working just fine. So
it seems fine.
Not Luminous. It's fine.
We got
not Luminous.
Monhunt World 2. So can we get that in the RE engine, please?
I mean,
a smooth and buttery 60 frames per second, please and thank you.
There's no way. I mean, for one, there's no way that that Monster Hunter World 2 isn't in the RE engine.
MH6, wicked.
I mean, obviously. Okay, so I mean, the guy sold his soul. The RE engine works like perfectly. I think World was like the first one, or was like the only one that had like maybe slightly bad performances at the beginning or whatever, and
World
they obviously
that Resi could run.
Yeah, World walked so the rest of the RE engine games can run, because like even Exo Primal runs fucking amazing.
Yes, it does. You know what else is exciting too? Reach for the Moon engine, Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh god!
Ooh, actually,
holy. Jesus.
I think you're going to get a true realization of what they were after with the first one.
Yeah.
That means we get fucking tornadoes in the RE engine now. Let's go.
We get to see the actual proper facial animation of goblins ill like fire arisen, and then burn to death. I accidentally burned myself and not the goblins.
God, the RE engine stuff, like just a marvel. Because like me and Dalit were playing Exo Primal, and we were just thinking,
I'm having so much fun with that game, dude.
the moment the portal drops like thousands of fucking raptors on you
Rock
and not a
solid.
single frame drop,
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
sitting here like,
That was some actual wizardry. I don't know what they
Very
did.
true. Great.
I'm just sitting there like, fuck.
Like, I went from having no expectations of that game to being absolutely blown away by it.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm like writing letters to other fucking developers and just being like, look, this.
With
Quit
your
making
eyes.
quit making your shitty engines, all right, and either learn what they did with the RE engine, sell your fucking soul to whoever to make your proprietary engine work, or just use fucking Unreal, all right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like, but it is actually very interesting, right? Because, I mean, Capcom is not a small or new company by any metric.
True.
Like they had some quality.
Small indie
testing.
company.
But it is weird that they were able to so quickly, and maybe it's because of their pattern of putting out games like 3 games a year. But they got this engine rock solid very fast. Meanwhile, Square, which I believe is a smaller company, I don't think that's weird for me to say, had how long on Luminous, and just they had to give it up. We've seen other ones like Frostbite, which is long term successful, but still has never been appreciated by its own devs. Like, like what is the actual difference here? I want to know so much what went into the RE engine. Like what was the level of testing? Like what were the failures that led to this being so clean?
God, I can't even imagine.
Because like
Yeah,
you have to, like, I mean, we just joked about it. Like literally, World walked, so every other game after that ran fucking smooth. Like whatever they learned in World, whatever they learned with World, like paid off dividends.
Yeah.
Well, we say World, but let's actually walk through this correctly, right? So it was RE7 first,
Which still ran smoothly,
which was amazing to be
Yeah.
frank. It was better than World, but it had a lot less going on in individual scenes than World did. So fair enough. Then was it World or Devil May Cry? It was World, right? So then that came along.
Yeah, and then DMC5.
World was before.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry,
Yeah.
Then DMC5 came and it was spectacular.
They're
So like,
all 1 year after each other. All
yeah,
three.
it was genuinely just, it came out running. Took a bit of a stumble because World did so many new things. I don't even blame the engine so much as they were doing a bunch of new things. And then they showed, no, by the way, we're fine. This is Resident Evil 5. Everyone looks like a real person and is doing the most ridiculous things at 60 frames per second. And they just haven't faltered again. It's been rock solid.
Yeah.
DMC5 was so wild, man.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, like this is, I need no clip to do a documentary
Right?
series on this.
Right.
Yeah. Jesus, man. Something, man. I want to know too.
Yeah, no, it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, I mean, the only other engine that I know of that runs pretty much as smooth, with like only a little bit of like stumbles here and there, just in like very particular things, is the Decima engine. Because the 3 games that I've played on the Decima engine run fucking like almost perfectly for me, at least for me. And that's like the 2 Horizon games and
Okay, yeah.
and Death Stranding.
I was going to ask because those are the only games I can think of.
I think.
Oh no, I take it back. The last Killzone game, I believe, is also Decima.
Because I think Forbidden West was the one that had like probably the most problems with it.
Can't imagine why, as big as that game was.
Yeah. But even then it wasn't like this is like it still ran like almost perfectly. There was just some there were some pop-in issues with some things, and I think I think that was it. There were some pop-in issues. But everything else, like all the other proprietary engines from like anything. I mean, we haven't seen Konami make anything with the fucking Fox engine in like 18 billion years. So
Why do you purposefully have to bully me like this? Like, I'm not saying the Fox engine is an amazing thing, but I would have liked to see more than the one game and Pachinko on it.
Yeah. I mean, Luminous was dog shit. I mean, everybody knows that. I mean, the 14 engine runs really well, but that engine's like put together with duct tape.
Yep.
I was about to say, does it run very well, or are they actually just working magic with something that probably shouldn't?
I think they're just working magic. It's all spaghetti code at the end of the day. So
yeah. Well, like the baseline is like mainly spaghetti code, but like the engine itself is like some fucking like 1.7 issue 1.7 fucking like derivation of Crystal Tools and Luminous at the same time. So they literally like duct taped everything together, and it just fucking works like slightly perfectly somehow.
You know, with the exception of Breath of the Wild, I'd be very interested to know what Nintendo's using, because they're almost certainly using a first-party thing in-house, because Nintendo has that kind of money, of course. So for like things like Dread and Mario Odyssey, like games like that were very impressive. I'm sure they used it on Breath of the Wild too, as well, but maybe let's not talk about that one.
yeah, I don't know about that one because that game definitely struggles with frame rate.
Yeah, it's so different because it's got issues that other first party title games just didn't have. And I wonder if was it a learning thing, or was it that it used a different engine?
Dude, I feel so much for Monolith Soft. All right, they are the god tier.
Sly, when are you gonna play
developer.
Xenoblade?
Yeah, when do you play Xenoblade? Fucking
No, but Sly, seriously, I'm actually I'm gonna bully you with them for a change.
Actually, dude, that is a moving series. It's very good.
After Reverie, he can play after Reverie.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah, he could play after Reverie.
Are you gonna give me until after Reverie? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I'm giving you till after Reverie because who knows when Kuro's coming out over here? Okay,
Not only that, but by the time he finishes that game, we'll probably have the last DLC 3 or whatever. True. So it'll be all one nice complete package.
Wow.
As I was saying, I feel so bad for Monolith Soft, and I don't feel so bad in the same aspect. All right, I feel bad because Monolith Soft is pigeonholed to fucking develop for Nintendo. Who will show time and time again that they don't want to make powerful devices. They just want to make gimmicks and stuff that's like probably 2 generations old.
Yeah, man, I love cardboard. $100 cardboard?
I completely forgot about Labo. Oh my god. They really pushed that like it was going to be the next big thing, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
And it makes me feel bad because I see games like Xenoblade Chronicles 1, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Xenoblade Chronicles X. All right, I see games like those. I see games like those, and I'm like, if this was on a fucking computer or a hardware that can run something, all right.
Hear me out.
Not cell phone hardware.
Hear me out, because this is not going to happen. But a man can dream.
Yeah,
they have a partnership with Microsoft now.
True.
Maybe Microsoft, Big Daddy Microsoft, will invest.
I think it's a one-way partner. I think that's a one-way partnership.
You are absolutely correct. You are 1,000% correct. The reality of this is that what this allows is the switch to stream Microsoft titles. But I can dream that maybe this partnership will end up in a hardware upgrade of some kind that'll allow Microsoft to allow Nintendo to have comparable.
Hopefully,
maybe. Hashtag maybe.
I've never needed Microsoft.
Not going to be for the Switch too.
No. We're talking further down the line. I've never needed Microsoft to be like bleeding edge, like Square Enix level of fidelity. But
Nintendo?
No, I meant Square Enix level. fidelity.
No. I meant you never needed Nintendo to be at that
Nintendo,
level.
not Microsoft. You're right. But it'd be nice if the lagging behind wasn't getting worse instead of better with every generation.
Yeah.
Like the GameCube was pretty good. Yeah, it was a classic. Absolutely, it was still on par. The Wii was still. Then the Wii U. Oh, and now the Switch. Like, how are we getting further behind everyone? How are you lagging behind the class? You're so smart. You're so talented. You can do better.
Like I was just saying, because like the Xenoblade games. Like, I mean, okay, so after Monolith Soft made Xenoblade X, all right, Nintendo looked at fucking Monolith Soft and was like, "Oh my god, you guys can do like a Jesus open world game? Okay, we're putting you on Breath of the Wild, all right." And that's exactly what they did. They took the A team from fucking Xenoblade, for Xenoblade from Monolith Soft, and they developed fucking like pretty much the entire world of Breath of the Wild. And then you have B Team from Monolith Soft make Xenoblade Chronicles 2, all right? And that motherfucker slaps, all right? When your B Team makes a game that is that good, all right? Like, they're like some of the greatest developers ever. And then they made Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and then it's just fucking god tier, all right? But imagine those games on a PC.
Excuse me, sir. That's Team A and Team 1.
Oh, Team A and Team 1. Yeah. Sorry. Just imagine those things on a PC. All right. Now, I understand. All right. Monolith Soft, or like Takahashi has been through it over the past couple of decades when it comes to being attached to big name publishers. Square screwed him over. Bandai Namco screwed him over. Nintendo has not screwed him over. They literally was like, "Here you go.
Sure.
We will pay for your fucking video games. Do whatever the fuck you want." All right. And I mean, I understand that, and I understand why they want to stay with that. But oh my god, Nintendo, allow them to develop for PC, please. It doesn't even have to come out on launch. Let it be like exclusive to fucking like whatever your console is for like
twice
for like 2 years. Like let it be exclusive for 2 years, and then have them make a PC version of the game. You'll make more money. You'll make more money. It's literally cash. It's cash money. All right, come on, Nintendo.
One
That's
thing,
just a tangent, but yeah.
there were also some things that I wanted to mention about RE4 that I actually really liked.
Yeah, let's please continue.
I compare it, like, going from the original to the remake. I liked that they kept the Del Lago Easter egg, where you
Yeah.
shoot the water and then he comes out and kills you. I like that they also still had the usual quips like the original. Not word for word, but they had the moments where the character would make a response that was smarmy or something.
The
They
one-liners.
did it. Yeah, there's so many one-liners in that damn game, and they're all pretty much just really good.
Yeah.
The segments of the game that were pretty rough in the original are still somewhat annoying in the remake, but not because of the controls and other silly things. It's just the atmosphere of what you're doing there in that moment is what makes it frustrating. It's like, oh god, I gotta fucking deal with preventing enemies from jumping on this fucking elevator, or else it's gonna hold it down. Oh boy,
Yeah.
like just that, and it's great. Like everything about it really is good. Um, there's also extra enemies on harder difficulties that aren't present in the lower and like standard or easier.
Yeah.
And it's nice. The puzzle solutions are different depending on the difficulty that you play on, but since there's 4 difficulties, there's only 2 answers, and each answer is tied to 2 difficulties. So the easiest difficulty and standard both have this answer, and hardcore and professional have this other answer. And it makes for subsequent playthroughs a breeze. Makes it a lot easier because you just know what you have to do. The section where you play as Ashley, actually a fun and scary segment for a first time playthrough.
Yeah,
Actually terrifying.
Mhm.
It's very good. The and that is a perfect example of when you play the game over again, uh you can just go to the end of the segment. Like you can just get what you need and then get out. You don't have to go find the solution, the answer, because you know what the answer is.
Mhm.
And it just makes it feel like it's a lot more comfortable for someone who just wants to breeze through the game as quickly as possible because you've played it a billion times before. On top of that, when you unlock the armor for Ashley, because it's still in the remake, she is still invincible. Nothing kills her. Nothing can grab her. Not even Mendez, when you run away from him, can grab her.
Right.
She is just perfectly fine, just like in the original. They have these same exact little notions that the characters do. Whenever you aim at Ashley in the original with the armor, the helmet closes immediately. It does the exact same thing in remake. Whenever Leon helps her up with a piggyback or catches her in the original, with the armor on, he actually puts his hand on his back and he's like, "Oh Christ!" Like he actually feels a pain in his back because of the weight of the armor that she's wearing, and it's only with that armor. In the remake, the exact same thing plays out. It's there are so many little like attention to detail. There's a lot of it in that game that a diehard Resident Evil fan for 4 would be like, "Well, what if they kept this in?" Oh my god, they actually did? What the fuck? Seriously? Like they put so much love and attention to that game. It is wild. There are there's something that people have found out somewhat recently. When you fight Salazar, if you throw a golden egg at him, it does 70% of his health.
Oh my god, Jesus.
So you don't even
Wow. Okay.
need to RPG him anymore. All you the speed run strategy, unless it's going to change at some point. I don't know if it would because you don't really use the RPG anywhere else except for Verdugo because you can just freeze him and skip waiting for the elevator.
Mhm.
So currently the route for the castle is you get to Verdugo, you freeze him, RPG him. You can't get an RPG for the rest of the castle segment. When you get to Salazar, you keep the golden egg that you got near the beginning of the game. And then when he gets close at the beginning of the fight, you throw the egg, you do 70% of his health, you snipe him a few times, and he dies. He does nothing. He does nothing at all. And it's a free fight. And it's like, this is cool. Getting to fight Krauser with the knife only thing, practicing perfect parries on professional, especially, is fun. It's a nice challenge. It's also nice to change it up so it's not all QTE cutscene only. It's just QTE in the moment of actually playing the game, which is great. The actual Krauser fight itself at the very end, the finale, is cool. Still has a few iconic lines that you would expect them to have. They're just placed differently. The mic segment, fun. Still ridiculous because of all the nonsense going on everywhere. And the I do have to mention this because it was brought up earlier. The regenerator section is actually really good. It is a very, very, very good section of the game because the the mood that is set when you first arrive on the island, the music that plays is the original. You walk up to where like the searchlights are and everything at the beginning of the island, and the background of the facility is so big, like
Mhm.
the scale of it to make you feel like I have to travel through all of this actually is you traveling through all of it, and it feels really, really good that it puts you into the game to make you feel like you're actually on this island and there's a whole lot going on. It's a big facility, and the run all the way to the point where they kept the guy who's in the fucking furnace and he blows up and runs out and grabs you
Yeah.
and he's on fire. They kept that in the
Mhm.
game too. They
Mhm.
and then when you get past all that, you can finally take a breather. There's a merchant. You chill. You can save your game, and then you open the doors, and it's just dead silent. There's
Mhm.
nothing. There is darkness. There is broken lights. some lights are providing some sort of light for you so you can get through the room, and then all you hear right before you get through around one of the corners is just a light, and you hear the breathing, and you hear the light squeaking as it's swaying
Yep.
from left to right, and you're like, "Oh no!" And when you
Yep.
turn
No.
when you turn the corner, you just see very quickly the regenerator the regenerator is man standing. He's just looking at you from across the hallway, and then he just stumbles and moves off the screen, and when you go check every time I watch someone play this game, they're like, "Where the fuck did he go? There's
Mhm.
nowhere for him to go to. It's a dead end." But what they don't notice is there's a trail of blood that goes into a fucking vent on the floor. No one ever notices the vent, and I'm like, guys, it's right there. Context clues, boys. Come on, look down there. It actually does go in there. Like that's where it's intended to go. Even if it like physically doesn't get moved into that point, like from a gameplay perspective, that's what the intended purpose is, because obviously there's nowhere else it can go, but they
Yeah.
can slither. So you would assume, oh shit, that thing can go into the vent. Oh god, and then
Oh no.
it just gets kind of trapped, like somehow it gets kind of trapped into the other room, um, and I'd have to double check to see where it exits out from in the other room, because I think I saw one, but I'd have to double check. So I mean I could be wrong, but if not, or if I am wrong, it's kind of weird because that is a really good like way to look at it, because he walks
Mhm.
into that vent, like where the vent is. So when you look to the
Well,
left, you're like,
he
where'd he
does
go?
come out of that room too.
Okay, yeah, he does come out
Yeah.
of the room that's
Yeah.
locked. So, but I have to make sure that there is a vent
Mhm.
where in that room to make it actually look believable, kind of thing, or if it's like an oversight or something. But that regenerator section of the game is terrifying, and it's terrifying, but it's done so well. And when where you would expect to get the infrared scope is not there. It is ammo. And
Mhm.
then the other room, the small room that's in that freezer room is locked behind a puzzle, and you'd be like, okay, well, if it's not in here, is it over here in the little small room next to it? And you spend so much time trying to solve this puzzle, and it's not there. It's a gun, and it's like, what the? There's a brand new gun in this room? That's weird. I'll take it, sure. And but then you start to deal with two regenerators that are attacking you while you up the security clearance on your key card. And then when
Mhm.
you finally get down the stairs, running past all the regenerators, you finally get the infrared scope, and then they give you a puzzle saying, "Yeah, one of the guys ate a wrench. We need that wrench to open up this thing, boys. We can't get that wrench out though." And then you have to use the infrared scope to look at all four regenerators, because there's four of them in that room
Mhm.
now, not one, to get a wrench to upgrade the key card.
Yep.
And it's like, "Oh, dear god, this is awful." And then, if you find the right one, because the infrared scope will tell you what you need. You don't have to shoot any of them and kill them all at all if you don't want to. But if you let's say you out of the 4 you have to pick, you use the scope to find the wrench where the wrench is, the one that's holding onto the wrench. You kill that one, you leave the other 3 alone. You open up the little door or whatever, you put the key card in to get the last level clearance. What happens? A horde of enemies comes in. 2 of them with dynamite, and it's like, no, 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 no! Don't throw that over here. Don't you're gonna blow that. You're gonna blow up the tube, and they're gonna get out. What do? They blow up the fucking tube. Now you have like 7 people with like fucking dynamite, with weapons, with the electric pole arms or whatever, and then 3 regenerators running around just smacking you and doing all this other nonsense. And it's a
Oh
hell
shit! Here we
it's a
go
hellscape.
again.
Yeah, it's really good. And then they make it even worse by getting to the part where where in the original, when you jump down the trash chute and then you run into an Iron Maiden and it chases you and Ashley.
Yep.
Yep.
That part of the game in the remake obviously doesn't have the trash chute. You don't jump into it, but you do go to a disposal room that has like it's like you get to time the doors or whatever, and you fight a regenerator before getting through one of the doors. And what happens is it's a normal regenerator. You just fight it, you snipe it, and it's no big deal. It dies, half of its body is gone, and then it regenerates the upper half of its body and becomes an Iron Maiden. You're like, huh, what? Like what?
Mhm.
That's how you made Iron Maidens in this game? they changed it up entirely to trick the player into thinking that they didn't exist because they would appear at a certain point in the game beforehand or even right there. And it's like, that's just a regular regenerator. That's weird. Whatever. I'll kill it. We took care of the other ones before. No big deal. And it comes back alive and I'm just like, oh, no.
Oh no.
Yep.
And then I can't remember if every other regenerator after that it becomes an Iron Maiden 2, but there's at least 3 more after the first Iron Maiden you see. There's at least 3 more regenerators.
So the ones on the body bags or whatever, the
Yeah.
first body bag you run into, that one's not an Iron Maiden, but the 2 in the room after, they're both Iron Maidens.
Yeah.
Because I killed
Awful.
them all. Yeah, I killed them
Awful.
all.
I killed them all too, but I don't remember it because I removed that from my fucking memory. I hate it. But like the other cool thing about that part with the freezer with the bags or whatever, the duffel bags that they're in at the very end, you can see which bag has a regenerator in it because the infrared scope still shows you, and it's like that's a cool detail. That's really neat.
You can avoid them too.
Yeah, you can just run past them.
Oh, fuck that. They were good gems.
That too.
True.
That too.
On a normal
You
run,
needed gems. You went for Iron Maidens and regenerators.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I killed the ones in the tubes. I actually killed all 4 of them before even doing the key card thing. So I was like, I don't trust this. So I got the wrench, and I was like, all right, I can just fight one of these at a time. All right.
I can't remember if I did. I think I might have did the same thing too, or I went back and did it. I really can't remember. But I know I killed every regenerator. When I got the infrared scope, I was like, "Bitch, I'm making so much rifle ammo. I do not care. I will not hesitate." And I went back and killed every one of those those regenerators. But
I just killed them. I just killed them for the gems because like I
needed gems.
Yeah.
I needed gems. I want to complete a lot of those jewelry pieces.
Dude, some parts down the line, I was getting so many like oval gems or whatever, but man, I could not find fucking like
the rectangle ones.
Yeah, rectangle ones like for the life of me towards the end. I was like, oh my god, there's so many fucking ovals, and I need the rectangles.
The other cool things in that game, the double El Gigante fight where you can drop into the lava, that still works.
Oh yeah, that's really
good. Now about that. Did they keep it where if you get too close?
They did not.
Fuck.
They did not. I tried to pull in the lava, and
if
I
you
was
remember in
hoping
the
it
original,
me.
Yeah, if you got too close, if you drop one in and you got too close, he would reach from the molten stuff, and just grab you, and that'd be instant death.
Yeah, I was hoping that they kept that, man. I was waiting the whole time, and I was like, oh man, the door. I stood right next to it when he fell in, and I waited the whole time until the thing closed, and I was like, man, oh well. But that was still great to see in the game. The minecart section had the biggest fucking glow up. I loved it.
Oh my god, yes.
So it was so fun, man. It was great. The hive they moved the hive of the Novistadors from the castle to below the castle, like way after the minecart section, and it's huge. The hive is huge, and it's like, oh dear God, no, oh Jesus. There's so many cool things in that game that they kept. It's and then also just kind of changed it up and changed the flow of when you'd see it. They moved it around. The Bella sisters, always hated fighting them.
Oh God,
they were terrifying.
And still are.
Yeah, and they still are. It was nice that the 2 paths in the original after the cabins after the holdout was just combined into one, but they didn't put another El Gigante in there. They just said, here's a horde of enemies that are just patrolling. You take care of them, and then there's more hordes of enemies that get alerted when you go get the key item that spawns the Bella sisters. And it's like, oh, that's fine, because we'll get more El Gigantes anyway. It's not a big deal. And it didn't feel like there were too many. It felt like there was a small amount, and it was fine. The jet ski, the escape, they still kept the tricks in the game.
Yeah.
They still had the tricks. They reward you with money for doing them, which is awesome. A nice little nod off that I thought Well, in my head, I think this is what it was intended, but I could be wrong. At the end of the game, oh no, excuse me. At the beginning of the minecart section, with Luis and Leon, when they're on right before the minecart takes off and everything, Luis says, "You like thrill ride? I hope you like thrill rides or whatever." And he's like,
Oh
"Oh
yeah.
God." And at the end of the game, Leon tells Ashley, "You like thrill rides? And you're gonna love this." And then and then you escape. And it's like a cool little nod off to what Luis said before everything
Mhm.
happened to him. And it's like that's awesome. Also, the final battle with Sadler, really fucking wild. A very, very drastic difference. Add phases, motherfucker jumps all over the place. They don't have like the cranes to knock him over. They still have the bridge that turns off, which is funny. And the special rocket launcher, which, by the way, the second phase where you have to wait for the special rocket launcher to show up is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It is
Yes.
wild what they did with that. I was like, holy crap. It's so sick, man. There's so many cool things in that game. Also, I just remembered, I guess their method of moving the El Gigante from the two paths is where they put a different El Gigante in a brand new room of the castle where you get to shoot it with the cannon. You know what I'm talking about? Where you're on the castle walls. That was
Yeah.
a much
Yeah.
better place to put it. It was much better. It felt refreshing. It was so cool, and it's just great, man. There's so much about that game that is just like, man, this is a video game. This is a damn video game. This is great. It's been a while since I've actually sat down after like not like if I stream a game for a while or something and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop for the night. It's getting late. My brain will just be like, RE4 time, baby, and I just play the game. I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually doing this. I'm like, what am I, a kid again? I don't really do that with mini games nowadays because, you know, eh, I'm like so ingrained with being a content creator that I have to do everything on
On
in front of
camera.
people.
Mhm.
Exactly.
In
And
mhm.
like being able to just get my full playthrough out of RE4 and I'm just like, you know what? I want to get all the unlockables in RE4. I mean, I already did it on stream, whatever. I'll do it again off stream. I don't care. I just want to play. And it's just fun every time at any difficulty. I'll just be like, yeah, I want to screw around, whatever. Infinite RPG? Why not? Hand cannon run? Sick as hell. Oh my god, I almost forgot. You get the pinstripe suit for beating the game for the first time. The classic Mafia suit from the original. You get that. You get the Chicago. Well,
Chicago typewriter.
I hate that they call it the sweeper because it's not called the sweeper. It's actually called the Chicago typewriter. But for some reason they changed the name. But whatever. But what's cool about that, about the pinstripe and the Chicago typewriter, is they kept a unique reload animation for it. If it has infinite ammo, and it's different in the remake. He does like a Michael Jackson spin in place bullshit and grabs his hat and tilts his head down. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But they also added a second one where if you get the hand cannon with the pinstripe suit and upgrade it to have infinite ammo, he does this ridiculous like I'm gonna fucking grab this hand cannon, I'm gonna flip it behind my arm, grab it without looking, and then like fucking twirl around or some shit and like hold the gun up behind me and then aim down and like tilt my head down and grab my hat. Like it's ridiculous. Like there's just so many ridiculous little Easter eggs and references to the original and things that they kept that is just like, man, they really did just kinda go all out with this game, didn't they? It's so sick, dude. And also, there's some parts in the game where you don't really realize that something might act that this is like, maybe this was supposed to be intended to some degree. The very beginning of the village section, my first playthrough, when you get the shotgun and the chainsaw guy comes around and everything, you know, you fend them off, you survive, whatever, and then you get your treasure and you go. On my first playthrough, I was grabbing all my treasure. Nothing crazy happened after everybody went to bingo night. And the second playthrough, I was grabbing some treasure. Some motherfucker was in a closet and just bust out the
Surprise!
closet. And
Oh,
I was like,
he's there in the first.
dude, I did not see it at all. He probably came out of the closet already when I was like, oh, he's already attacking me or whatever. No big deal. But I didn't, I guess I didn't went into that building the first time or the second time. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna get my stuff. Yee, waha, waha. It was very fun. And then the dude just busts out the fucking closet, starts screaming at me. And I was like, what the? Why are you in there? It's so silly. And one other thing that I just remembered too about the village, you can skip the entire village section if on like New Game
Hit the
Plus
bell.
playthroughs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally outside of the map, and I'm like, okay, dude, Capcom, you gotta. What are you doing, man? How are you
calm down.
doing this?
They're
gotta
calm
doing
down.
their best, and God bless them for it.
They really are, man. I'm sure there must have been something else that I must have forgot about, but like, there's just so many things in that. Of course, it's that dog, but I mean that's
Yeah. You can
yeah.
always bet that everything hasn't been found yet anyway. So
yeah. I'm sure there must be something. Me practicing speedrun stuff and checking all these things. There's so many funny things in that game. So you can clip through doors, skip entire segments. You can the section at the very end where you carry Ashley to the operating table. If you do a out of bounds glitch beforehand, after the mic section, I think, or something like that. If
Mhm.
you glitch out of the map using the typewriter, uh, and then proceed to the rest of the game, right up to the point where you save Ashley, or by carrying her through the entire slow walking segment, you don't carry her with both your arms. You carry her like she's a duffel bag. She's in your right arm, and you walk even faster. So it's a speedrun tactic to go through that even faster. But you have to not die after doing the glitch. It's ridiculous. It looks funny as hell too, but it's insane. There's just how they do it. Like how? I don't understand.
They're good at making video games, man. They're just good.
They are. It's great. Fantastic game. Music is also on point. Oh
yes, yeah.
God. Very fucking cool music in that game. Very, very good. I can't wait for Mercenaries, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Mercs, man.
2 days. 2 days. 2 days for Mercs.
Almost there, man. And then we'll soon be able to probably get some cool weapons or something that we could use in the main scenario. You know, we didn't get the freaking PRL weapon yet. And I really hope that weapon is available after getting every 5-star clear on Mercenaries, because I can't remember. It's been a while, but I think in the original RE4 when you clear all stages in Mercenaries 5 stars, you get the hand cannon, I think, or something like that. Like you get one weapon for doing it, and that one weapon is already, I believe it's already in the remake, and I think PRL is awarded to you in the original for beating professional or something like that. But it's not in the PRL is not in the remake, and I really hope that they make that weapon as a reward for beating mercenaries or something, because I want to see that arm cannon on Leon in the remake just one shot and everything without having to look at the screen. Like, and I want it to sound sick, have some cool effects. Like, I really hope that they do it. So here's hoping.
Yeah.
But
So the consensus of this is that Resident Evil 4 Remake's a video game, and everybody should play this.
It is a
game.
goddamn video game.
That's a damn video game.
Goddamn video game.
Hell, they made that.
They made.
I forgot. Oh, I forgot about one gripe.
What?
Krauser. They really ain't leaned into the Merc and McCrauser.
Hey man. Hey man. He's Merc.
They leaned into the Merkin with Mike too, is all I'm saying.
True.
It's a different kind of Merca.
That's true.
Dude,
I miss Mafia Mike so much, man. I miss the original Mike.
But Mike knows a good bar. Dude, he knew a good bar, man. He knew a good bar. He died because he knew a good bar.
It's true. He had to take that
and the way Mike got taken out too.
Actually,
yeah.
that scene specifically was so good. All right, just the way
the explosion in the background with Sadler
walking up.
Yes, it looks so fucking cool. The cinematography was on point.
Yeah, they said let's make this shit as anime and ridiculous as possible. Whatever, man. Have fun.
That's what everybody loves RE4 for. I mean, RE4 was already ridiculous to begin with, so
yeah,
they did it. I mean, Leon is literally the anime protagonist of Resident Evil. He literally is.
That is 100% true.
Pretty much, yeah.
That guy's built different. He's literally just built different. All right. We watched the movies before RE4 came out, right? Like the animated movies, and holy shit, dude, Pelagas must have fucking changed his body or whatever, because that motherfucker literally gets tossed by every fucking tyrant in existence,
and he walks it off every time.
And he walks it off every time, yeah. So
man's the next Sherry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Either Sherry or Jake, honestly.
Well,
he was Ethan Winters before it was cool.
True.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
He was Ethan Winters before it was cool.
Dude, man, I love the one-liners in that game. So good, man.
So good. Well, we did it. We talked about Resident Evil 4 Remake. We got Mercenaries coming in 2 days. Man, what are we hoping to come out of Resident Evil next? You think we're getting Resident Evil 9 next, right? Well, we got to be getting Resident Evil 9.
I believe that's like the formula they want to follow. It's just a mainline title and then a remake or a side game.
All right, so we're definitely hoping not first person this time around, right?
I mean, that's my preference. I don't really stuff. If I'm honest,
I don't really care. One way or the other. I'm fine with either or.
I loved first person. Like I thought first person was a nice shakeup for for Ethan Winters. It definitely made the game a little bit more like kind of like scary. It's still not as scary as Resident Evil 2 remake. I can go ahead and tell you that. All right. That game's just still just frightening, all right? But the first time I played 7, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty fucking scary. The sound design for that game is like on fucking point, all right? 8 was a little but 8 was kind of like a pseudo, like, I guess kind of like a pseudo sequel-ish or callback to 4 anyway. Because it wasn't as scary. And you had the village, and you had like there's a lot of like
and you had the castle.
You had the castle and all that crap. There was a lot of like 1-to-1s from village to 4. So I get what they were trying to do there. But I do actually just prefer the third person views when it comes to Resident Evil. I think that's like kind of their bread and butter when it comes to that. That being said, can we get like a Jill game again, please? At some point in time. I mean, I'd love
every day of my life.
Yeah, I'd love another Leon game or whatever to see what he's doing, like post stuff. But can we get Jill? Can we get a Claire game?
Can we
get
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
Can we get?
Hey man, to be fair though, at least
Code Veronica.
At least Claire got a game recently. Jill still has a
movie.
Yeah.
I
will say Jill's about to turn up.
Yeah, I was gonna say we might get a Jill game because she's gonna be the next animated.
Yeah, she's in the new movie.
And both her and Leon actually see each other for the first time.
Finally, they meet. Holy fuck! Cool. Yeah. Dude, Leon's gonna be like, "Hey, I looked at your desk once."
I think that if I were to hazard a guess on what they would be doing for Resident Evil new games, I do think that 9 is going to be the next one. I think my wonder, I'm not going to hope for anything because I know we all have different wants for a game that we want to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if they went and tried to remake CVX. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to make a different side game altogether either. I would like to, and I mean like, not when I say different side game, I mean like not Outbreak 3 or anything like that. I mean like a different one, like Revelations 3, like something like one of those kinds of games. I wouldn't be surprised with one of those. I would like for them, however, to make a third Outbreak, and like I don't want them to remake 1 and 2 Outbreak. I don't want them to do that. Like sure, put them on Steam or something, do whatever, so people can experience what they were like because they were way ahead of their time. But a brand new Outbreak to kind of break the mold of all that old stuff, but also have like the modernization of how we play games
Multiplayer.
nowadays. Yeah, multiplayer and everything. The classic puzzles, the unlockables, even post DLC content for new stages, new maps, and or new character or new not characters, new outfits, things like that. There's a lot they can do. So I am wondering if they're going to make either a new Rev 3, CVX remake, Outbreak 3 or something. And honestly, while this is something that it's kind of blasphemous to some degree. Remaking Resident Evil 1.
Okay, so
No,
I've been
just
saying
Aqua's
this.
on board.
No,
Yeah.
no, I've been saying
conversation
this. Yeah, I've been saying this. All right, I understand that the original RE1 remake is literally one of the most perfect things in the fucking world. All right, but it's so old at this point in time. All right. They could stand to remake it again. Yeah, yes, it's pre-2010.
Remake a remake?
Yeah, it's one of those things where the only reason they would ever do it, or should, in my opinion, would be just to have the games that the original games remade to follow the same engine kind of thing, We have RE2 remake, RE3 remake, RE4 remake, and now RE remake. Like just the original. That's the only thing that really makes most sense for me personally. The only other extra thing that I could mention that I really don't think will happen is making Resident Evil 3 remake Nemesis. So they actually fixed the game, add a lot more like the original has, and probably build up more and flesh it out even further, and add extra content. Yeah,
I love it, obviously.
Yeah, and that would be like their way of being able to rename it like the classic game is named, and also just fix because that's the only game out of all of them that's not developed in house. So it's like their chance to be able to actually go back and fix it. But it is a lot of money to fucking just throw out. But also at the same time, Capcom, you got a lot of money if you're gonna be throwing out $1 million on that Street Fighter 6 tournament. I'm just saying.
The man tells no lies.
You got a lot of money. Monster Hunter carried you. I'm just saying.
Actually, I mean, let's be real here. Resident Evil 4 remake literally sold 3 million copies in 2 days.
And now RE4 is gonna be up there with World. I'm just saying, man. You could shell out a little bit of cash. I say, you know that GIF of the dude who's it's like a meme where he's like looking in front of the camera and he looks away and he pulls out his wallet and he just goes, he bangs bangs on that's me right now. It's like, Capcom, go ahead, go ahead, spend the money. You can fix these things. It's almost entirely not lucrative. But whatever. I mean, it'll make people happy, right? But
I've been vying for a Resident Evil remake, a remake, ever since. Because the remake came out in 2002. All right.
Yeah.
That I understand it was pretty much a perfect remake. And it's the best version of that fucking game. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, it's been 20 years. It's been 21 years. Come on, man.
It would be a lot of money.
You might as well ask them for fucking Zero at that point.
I do.
And
I
why
want
shouldn't
Zero.
we get that?
Yes.
Poor Rebecca.
Listen, man. Please do that. Not because I really want to see it, but that game really needs to be fixed. There's a lot wrong with that game. It's kind of messed up. But also, take your time. You don't have to do it right now. You do it later.
I mean, Resident Evil 0 was also 2002. So, come on.
Let's continue this run of good, well-polished titles that everyone has to agree on, whether they like it or not, is good. Objectively, it's just good. May not be for you, but it's quality.
Man, I can't wait for Resident Evil Code Veronica X remake and I can hear Steve go, "Father!" Ah! And just shoot like a little pissant, fucking annoying ass kid. He has to stay
alright.
Canadian too.
Yeah. Yes, they could. Um.
Or clear.
Well, we're like 2.5 hours, fam.
Oops.
Oh. No, that's not an oops. That's guaranteed. That was a guarantee at this point. That believe me, that's why I cut out your fucking Breath of the Wild rant.
How about that? Yeah, no, what you mean? You mean praise? But 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
It's
praise.
fine.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. He was on board.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Yeah,
It's a fun game. It really is.
That is true.
Like memes aside, I do think it's a fun game.
All right. Well, I mean, like, what are our plans for this week, fam? We can go around. I'll start from my left. That's Lavren.
I mean, RE4 Mercenaries. I want to play it.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm finishing Breath of the Wild, all the shrines, just because I want to collect them all for the fun of it. I'm almost done. That's gonna be I'll probably be on tomorrow. And I have no idea what else I'm gonna do. Oh, I just remembered. I was playing Monster Hunter again. I was playing Sunbreak this past week, and I hit MR 999. I'm done.
Let's go.
And
Crazy, man.
And then when title update 5 is this month, April.
Yeah, true.
The final update. And for me personally, I will dabble in a little bit of Sunbreak here and there before, and of course after the update comes out. I almost have every single weapon in the game crafted to the max rarity possible, and I have almost all of the layered weapons in the game done. I already have every single armor in the game layered and otherwise, and actual armor for me and my buddies of every rank crafted. Every single deco crafted to the max amount of times I need it for the max skills. Everything. I almost have all the crafts done in the game. And then when TU5 comes out, I'll do the same thing for the new stuff. And when that's done, I'm done. I'm retiring from that game. I'll play if people want to play together and things like that. I don't mind helping and all that. But like for the sake of wanting to have a goal for things, there's nothing there really is nothing left for me to do at that point. Oh, you get charms. I don't care. Like I've never changed my charm in literally like a year because I don't need it. So I'm cozy. But it's been a blast going through all that and getting all the coin investigation coins, blah blah blah. So I'm glad that I see the light at the end of the tunnel finally, and I'll be across that pretty soon.
Yeah, how many hours you got in that game?
Thousands.
Steam's got to record you at like 2,000, right?
Thousands. It has to be thousands at this point.
On Steam, I have 1,300 hours of Sunbreak. On Switch, when I played on Switch, I didn't play Sunbreak on Switch. I played only base, and I have about 700 hours, maybe.
Okay, yeah, so about 2,000 hours.
Perfectly reasonable amounts of time to put into a game.
Yeah,
frankly,
I feel great. I got like 7,000 times my money's worth.
True.
I got a lot out of that, man. It's great.
Sly, what are you doing this week?
A little bit of 11. Going back to Ottergon. Yeah.
Hey.
Trails Tasher.
Oh yeah. There's this other game, Trails of Azure. I'm doing that. Yeah.
To be real though, I'm glad that he is playing Final Fantasy 11. Regardless of the struggle with treasures, the treasures.
Yeah, Ottergon. Why? I'm not saying why do this to yourself, but
he's got to have that true experience. He's got to play
I see.
He's got to do every single story, and then finish Rhapsodies to get the actual credits, and then cry like the fucking rest of us, man.
That's fair. I mean, to be honest, I still need to do that. I only did base, Zillart, Promathia, Wings.
The login campaign is in May.
Oh wow!
I believe. I'm pretty sure it is. I have to double check.
Sorry, I cut you off, Sly.
But other than that, Trails. My I did my feet in Mercs.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll all be doing that.
Then just do some other probably do another run like I'm kind of doing now of just kind of play around and just go complete anarchy and be completely overpowered and have everything upgraded and see what I can do. Like probably try to get S+.
Yeah, if you go for S+, you can't use those special weapons.
Define special weapons.
No infinite rocket launcher, no hand cannon, and no primal knife, and no Chicago. Well, actually, maybe Chicago typewriter might work. I have to check.
Chicago typewriter, I'm not really too concerned about. Like, I just use my regular fucking weapons and I'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll get S+, no problem. Man.
Yeah, but probably not. Probably not.
All right. But specifically, Trails to Azure.
I did say Trails to Azure.
Is that
so sorry.
Chapter 2.
Is that the second one, right?
Yeah, it's the second one.
Yeah.
And then after that,
Starting chapter 2.
After that, you start CS3.
4.
He's
already done 3.
Yeah, I've already
Oh
done
my god, you're gonna be caught up, man. Finally.
And then after Reverie, I can finally have you guys on to talk about Trails.
And I'm not gonna remember half of it.
I mean, that is actually true.
Handshake emoji, yes, sir.
That's okay, because I remember everything.
Cool.
Dalit.
All right. Well, assuming I don't die tonight in my sleep, I will be starting what Lavren is finishing with Breath of the Wild.
Wahoo!
Because it's about that time, and I only have a couple of days before I inevitably just bite it and pick up Jedi Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the plan. Of course, I will no doubt be grabbed for fighting game shenanigans, which I will want to do. So more of that. Keeping it nice and simple this time around.
Give it into the Miyamoto Mafia, man. You hate to see it.
Yeah, I mean,
You hate to see it.
Look, all I'm saying.
My bad, man. Sorry.
I've been here for a while now. I'm waiting for it. I don't even think Breath of the Wild is all that, but also I love Zelda. So also Urbosa. Come on, I can't be that wrong.
True. All right.
Cool character.
Actually, my favorite girl from Breath of the Wild is actually Mifla. The nurse shark is so adorable.
Leak.
I'm gonna be doing something about my short-term memory and sleeping more.
Ah, good first step.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll play that Sonic game. I'm gonna get on some more Cyberpunk, I think. And that's Stardew Valley. Yeah.
Duck.
Oh yeah, duck. That duck game. I'll probably mess around with Operations 2 some more as well.
I'll get up and enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like Dalit, I will be picking up Jedi Survivor on April 28th when it comes out.
Oh,
But
I can't wait.
in the meantime, this thing you're hearing is me slapping the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild fucking case that I have in my hand because I found a sale for it and I was like, oh, fuck
Isn't
it,
that
I
a
guess.
rarity?
That's how I got mine too. Actually, I got mine on sale.
Yeah, Walmart. Walmart had it for like $40.
Ah,
So,
fair.
So I was like, fuck. I guess I've been told that if I don't like Zelda, that I might like this one, because this one doesn't play anything like Zelda.
Zelda.
You're all the same to me.
So I'll be.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm in the Sly camp. I'm in the Sly. I'm in the Sly camp here.
But I'm just saying.
I'm in the Sly camp here.
felt that in my
I'm in,
soul. I'm weak, Sly. You can't
I'm-
just be doing that.
I'm in the Sly camp here. I recently, like, and by recently I mean the past 3 years, played Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask for the first time. All right, and I guarantee you I would have had a better time if it wasn't for having somebody backseat me, a backseat for the entire game. But
Yeah,
I also think those games did not age well, period.
Okay, hear me out. Play Ocarina of Time again, but this time let it be called Twilight Princess.
I mean hashtag maybe, but that would require me to do more Nintendo stuff, and you know me and Nintendo.
Yeah,
we don't get along. That being said,
Mafia.
That being said, okay, so that being said here, all right, I do have one thing that goes for me when playing Breath of the Wild, all right?
What's that?
I played its prequel. I played Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Oh, right, I forgot about that.
That had a good story. I'm not gonna lie. That story was actually pretty balls, all right? Balls good, actually.
Pretty what?
Pretty balls good, all right? I'm not gonna lie, all right? Actually living what happens before Breath of the Wild was pretty cool, and I hear that, like, that obviously there's a lot of callbacks to, like, before fucking what happened in Breath of the Wild. So possibly might have a better outlook on it. And that being said, this is the first time in a while Zelda's had a direct sequel to something. And which I don't even count Majora's Mask as like a direct sequel because it's so far off, like, divorced from fucking Ocarina of Time. Tears of a Kingdom is legitimately a direct sequel to fucking Breath of the Wild. So it's Nintendo's kind of doing something different and having us have a story continuity and all that shit. So maybe they have good writers this time. Who knows? Maybe I'll enjoy it. That being said, if I don't beat this game by the time Jedi Survivor comes out, I'm definitely turning off my Switch and playing Jedi Survivor. So that's me.
You know what else is coming out soon?
What else?
I hope has online Pokemon Coliseum on Nintendo Switch, baby.
Oh, true.
Back. Sly, ready to do some Pokemon battling with me? Or no, excuse me. Ready to play the lick of tongue mini game?
Oh.
Don't eat the bad sushi.
Wow.
Fucking lick a tongue mini game. God damn it. Does GoldenEye has online, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't see that. I wouldn't see that. That Coliseum. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Coliseum having not having having online, because that looked like something that Nintendo would, like, hopefully not overlook.
It should be a selling point.
Yeah. For definitely their fucking 64 fucking subscription that they have. So.
We got
That'd be pretty good.
Confused as to how their version of GoldenEye has online, but the Microsoft one didn't. That was weird. They explained it, but it's still strange that they didn't fight to put that in.
Yeah. Well, boys, where can we find you? Starting with Lav. I'm just going left to right.
Oh, yeah. Twitch.tv/Lavren. I mean, I stream almost all the time. Still uploading videos to YouTube, VODs of the streams and everything. First playthroughs of stuff. Finished uploading all the RE4 remake playthrough, the first run. I was going to upload Breath of the Wild, but so much of that freaking playthrough was me telling people to shut the fuck up because they kept backseating.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm going to bother doing that. But yeah, I'm going to throw a whole bunch of single player games, even like gacha polls on like the city and stuff for the fun of it. Things like that. And Twitter's at Lavren2009. That's pretty much it. tweet random crap.
Yep. Why?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Sly, aka Grey Fox. You can find me on Twitter at Sly the Fox and other places. And pretty sure if you go to either one, that'll lead you to the others. So
Yeah.
I'm just
And
lazy.
YouTube the Velvet Room.
Yeah, occasionally.
Occasionally. And soon to be Let 'Em Cook. The Sly
Yeah.
aka Grey Fox YouTube
Ooh,
channel
baby.
where you
Where's your
teach
cooking stream?
where you teach people how to
Oh
cook.
my god.
Cooking stream?
I mean, the next thing I might do would probably be some gumbo. That'll be like the most
Oh, yummy.
Put that vibe.
No blonde ruse and
Put
don't
that
burn
vibe.
it. And if you burn
Yeah.
it, start over.
Yeah, upload that VOD.
Gonna be,
Upload that.
gonna be as
Upload that
chocolate
VOD.
as me. That's not a rule for my brew. It's got to be chocolate as me.
Yeah, Sly. Upload that VOD.
Yo.
Upload that VOD. Upload
that-
that cooking
okay.
VOD.
You can
Yeah,
throw up
upload
your
it.
vibe, your cooking stuff on YouTube.
I just feel, I
man.
feel like I need more cameras and shit. Like,
Oh, you could. Yeah, I mean, different angles of the food or something, right?
yeah.
Hey, we got to start somewhere, though.
Hey man, yeah. I'm telling
Got a
you,
nice
man.
kitchen.
Everybody needs to see this golden fucking chicken, man.
Oh my god, not a
The chicken
So,
again. I mean,
straight up.
It's really like it's really easy to do chicken again. Like I could probably do some gumbo and chicken.
There we go.
I'm so hungry for that chicken. It's criminal. It's real
It is-
criminal, man.
It is real criminal.
It's very nice.
Well, if the watchers have gotten 2.5 hours into this podcast and like what they hear, we have these two on very frequently. I mean, the next time we'll have them on is probably a retrospective on fucking Monster Hunter Rise, and our hopes for the next entry into the Monster Hunter series.
Final.
And then after that, a Trails fucking episode where I can actually talk to people about this. It happens sometime after Reverie comes out. So I better catch up before Reverie comes out, or we're gonna be sad and mad.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Sly, I've been getting this for years. I feel for you, my guy.
It's fine, man. It's fine, man. It's okay if you forget stuff. I forget. I pretty much forgot everything anyways.
That's what I'm here for. I'm the encyclopedia, man. I'm the coronavirus for Trails.
Some things.
Yeah, me too. A little bit.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
If we were to like do like a quiz on this shit,
Heck,
I'd fail. Nah,
Zero.
hell no.
That'd be rough.
No.
That'd be rough.
sir.
Anyway, we will see you guys next week before we start talking more about trail stuff. Yeah. Later.
Bye.
Let me face this. Be good.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely